Busy football man as well. Obviously, we mentioned beforehand about him being in Ted Lasso as Armando for West Ham, but also a coach at Spurs' academy as well. So, yeah, I mean, he's definitely got his work out this season already.
And Christian, a bit of a fashion show there, isn't there? With Sam Cox and Robbie Savage both looking pretty well dressed.
Yeah, I think they've had a little competition today, haven't they? They've got their best gear on, the pair of them. Both looking very good. I think the Wealdstone manager probably just edges it a little bit with the effort that he's made.
Come on, Rob. Come on, Christian. You want to get back in the team, don't you? Nobby's looking great, isn't he, compared to...
yeah, he's looking great. He's looking great.
So, Forest Green will be going from left to right. Going towards those Wealdstone fans in the first half. Referee just tossing the coin center. They haven't decided which way it's going to go. The weather is dry, which is a surprise considering the weather we've had in Gloucestershire the last few weeks. A bit of wind. The pitch is looking very, very good. Yeah, they did swap ends. That's going to confuse things. So Forest are going towards the south stand in the first half, towards the home fans. I'm sure Wealdstone might have won a toss. Now, Christian, we do sometimes see, I know when you're away from home, teams like to, I think, disrupt the method they do and go to, the teams normally like to go towards their own fans second half. Is there any sort of weather conditions or anything else that the new law which impacts it, or is it just trying to disrupt the routine of the home team? Yeah,
I think it's just more of an annoying kind of thing, you know. We tend to do really well when we're second half going down that way, and you know, you see Gilly last game up and down that wing and towards the fans. He really thrives off it, so it's just a little bit annoying, but listen, it doesn't really make much of a difference.
Let's hope Forest Green can make the most of it in the first half. Going towards that south stand. McAllister over the ball. Babalola on the left. Just a little bit of wind going behind Wealdstone, but not really too much to impact things. So the pitch looking very, very good considering the weather we've had, but it's just going to be cutting up a little bit. You can see where they've had some drills with a little bit of mud show, but next up the Browns has done a very good job with it. McAllister ready to kick off and does so. Back to Woku, to Kanu. Obviously not going long straight away. Morrison goes down the left-hand side. Bit of a different kick-off routine for Forest Green, trying to keep the ball on the floor. They're giving the ball away, won it back second time. Babalola's popped up on the left-hand side, finds McAllister on the left, looking for Morrison, who can't win that first ball when Roku comes back. To Kanu, to Woku, to Kirkcroft, making his first start at Forest Green, goes long, looking for Babalola, just can't get that flick on. McAllister's come behind him though, and might keep the ball in open play. He doesn't, it goes off for a goal kick. Decent kick-off routine that, Christian. How much does a team focus on a kick-off routine? Sometimes I know Forest can overload the left and pump it down there. That time they build up in the middle. Do you put too many minutes of training into it?
Not too much, to be honest. It's more probably something that they'll speak about in the changing room just before going out. That way they just tried to keep the possession of the ball there, and obviously Gabe's played a long ball and it's just gone a bit too long.
Forest Green turn the press on. It's worked successfully. Looks for McAllister. It's offside in the penalty area. No, it's not. It's well kept on. And the press did seem to work there for Forest Green, but Wealdstone getting the ball back. Got a chance to break. They've got numbers on the left-hand side. Kirkcroft stays strong, but Hutchinson on the rep maintains possession for Wealdstone. Plays the ball across the middle, taps it in, goes there, ricochets and goes wide from Kirkcroft, who clears. But that was danger, Alfie, with Wealdstone going down and looking for the break.
Yeah, it was a great ball into Sakuna there, just in the middle of the box. There was a brilliant block by Mingy as well to put a final point on that as well. And I mean, Forest going to clear their lines as well, very well as Babalola looks to break forward. But yeah, it's a bright start from Wealdstone, to be fair.
And Christian Kirkcroft then, we saw Savage said to us before the game, he's got a bit of Jordan Moore-Taylor into him, just reads the game well, left footer. You saw that, he was in the right place at the right time then, just as Wealdstone looking to break.
Yeah, it's always the same, isn't it, with a lefty who plays at centre half. They always look really technically good, and Gabes has definitely got that kind of ability. Obviously it's a new scenario for him now. He's obviously come from the Welsh Premier League where he's done really well, and I'm looking forward to watching him today.
Yeah, he's done well. Okay, it's 2 minutes gone. Forest Green 0, Wealdstone 0, but Wealdstone go on attack. Kanu gets beat. Ball into the area, straight into the hands of Harry Iser. Ball's out quickly to, it's going to be Arby. Lets the ball go underneath him, and the ball slid off him by Musa for Forest Green through home. Good solid tackle that. Sam Cox, the Wealdstone manager, really getting behind his team. I'm saying he's a well-dressed man. I don't know how you decide that, Greg, because it looks like he's got baggy trousers and a baggy coat on him as well, but maybe that's the style. Also his shoes, put that extra 2 inches on him as well, and he's got, feels a bit comfortable, being a bit higher up. Goal kick to Forest Green. But Alfie, you're saying he's done a bit of work off the ball, hasn't he? Is it Ted Nasso he's starting?
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, like I said earlier, he's a very, very busy football man and is still involved with Spurs' academy as a coach there as well.
I'm sure he does Ballers League as well.
He does.
Yeah. Has he managed Angry Ginge? Now he's got to manage the Wealdstone team. As Steve Babalola took the ball past him to Gilly Biarby. McAllister's in the middle if he can find him. Might be Biarby with the shot. Goes into his right foot, plays it tamely into the penalty area, and Wealdstone managed to clear. Kirkhoff with a decent tackle. Forest Green have possession still. Woku to McAllister in the Wealdstone half. Look what a frantic start. 3.5 minutes into the game. Kirkhoff found on the halfway line to Mendy. Pushed up into midfield today as Mendy gives the ball away, but he's got a bit more safety net when he does that in midfield. Morrison to McAllister. Woku had a decent run, which McAllister finds. But it's a search ball into the area. Can't find Tony Babalola into the hands of Baptiste, the Wealdstone keeper. Ball's on the left-hand side. Forest Green again turning the press on. It's worked well as Mendy gets the ball back at the edge of the area. Back to McAllister. Wealdstone and numbers behind the ball again, and it's lofted ball towards the far post. Cleared from the Wealdstone defence. And Wealdstone go up the line, looking for Olomolu. Forest Green win themselves their throw. Kirkhoff, he was a painful throw his way, but going back into defensive role, maybe needed to be a bit more wise for that. It was a Forest Green throw. As Wealdstone get possession again. Physical, decent game so far, and it goes off for a Forest Green throw. Kirkhoff, as I said, Christian, from the Welsh Premier League. I'm sure you'd like to see players come from that level, going into the, maybe not going to the English pyramid is such the word you want to use, but going to making the jump from the Welsh Prem into National League and above is pretty good for Welsh football.
Yeah, and it's a journey that I done 14 years ago now. I was playing for Carmarthen in the Welsh Premier League under Mark Hazelwood as my manager, and I got the opportunity to play for Dagenham. It's a great league, very competitive, and Gage's desperate. He's obviously still finishing his uni degree, but just to go into full-time football, he's absolutely delighted, and it's an opportunity he really wants to take.
Morrison does well to take the ball off Hutchinson down the Wealdstone right. Kirkhoff's studying business, I think, wasn't it? He's studying.
Yeah, business studies.
Wow, that is studying the Wealdstone attack, where they've been. Hutchinson on the right has been the threat, as Wealdstone have it in the middle. McAvoy plays down the left-hand side. Forest Green's four-man defence keeping the shape as the ball's played into Oisted's near post, who clutches it well. And there's a goal in League 2, Alfie, where Cheltenham make the long trip to Accrington. Which way has that goal gone?
Yeah, it's gone the way of Accrington. Sean Woolley's opened the score in just 8 minutes into the game.
Listen to commentary on that on DAB digital radio. Babalola can't be found from the long ball over the top as Wealdstone clear. Woodman, offside flag gets given against Wealdstone. Yeah, Woodman, I remember him from the return fixture in the league away at Wealdstone. Good, tall, strong players, Woodman. Confident on the ball. Let's look at the Forest Green formation. Yeah, McAllister, Christian, is very much in the hole, isn't he? He's just getting that bit of free range to see how he can link up with Babalola, or just almost do what he wants, really.
Yeah, it's similar to Ricardo's role last week against Scunthorpe, so let's see how Carl does. He's very good in those pockets and playing off Temmie's knockdowns. Very good at making the box late as well. So there he is, nearly getting on the ball again. Yeah,
Carney almost got through to him. Just a bit powerfully hitting his touch. Couldn't get the ball near him. Ball gets played through by Wealdstone. Dobiera on the left. Half calls for a penalty. A bit more than half from the Wealdstone fans behind the goal and Sam Cox. Christian, thoughts with the striker hat on?
Oh, yeah. It looked like he went down a bit slow there for me, like he was looking for it, so no penalty for me.
Thank you very much, Christian. Turning the line well there as Knowles goes down the right-hand side. Finds Mendy. Back to Woku, who started that play for Forest Green. Ball into the area, can't find Babalola. The loose ball goes to Morris on the left. Kirkcroft didn't want to go to it. Just kind of fell into no man's land. And Carnu plays it to the right-hand side. To Mingy. Forrest can drive towards goal. Babalola shoves off one challenge and it gets played off for a throw. It's going to be a decent battle between Babalola and Woodman today. As Forest Green can't control it and goes off for a goal kick Wealdstone's way. Christian, just in terms of, we saw already in the first 8 minutes of this game, Babalola and Woodman getting into a bit of a tussle. The referees, you sometimes see early on in the game, he might set his mark out, doesn't he? You've seen it many times yourself as a striker. Sometimes they'll let everything go between a striker and a defender. Sometimes they'll let nothing go. Yeah,
it can be very frustrating sometimes where you feel like the centre half's got a good hold here, but in Temi's case, he's absolutely massive, isn't he? So that's exactly what he wants. He wants that contact so he can try and roll you, and he nearly done then, but the defender done very well.
Mingy let the ball roll behind him. Then he looked at Rivera, who was offside. It came from a goal kick, so it doesn't matter. And Wealdstone had possession. Thankfully, the Forest can get the numbers back behind the ball. As Mendy wins the ball back cleanly, drives on forward with a good clean challenge. Touch to McAllister. Didn't really want it there. I think he wanted it in front, not next to him, but he does well to maintain possession. Search for Viaba on the left. His first touch is okay, bringing the ball down and finding Morrison. Drives the space in front of him. Mendy wants it in the area. Babalola's there as well, but still with Forest Green on the left to Biabu. Finding space. Roku 40 yards out. Gets it. Drives past a couple of challenges. Links up with Babalola. Plays it back to McAllister. To Carnu. Wilson back with 11 men behind the ball. Forest Green looking good in possession. Knowles to Mendy. Back to McAllister. Morrison's got space on the left-hand side of the box. Ball into the area, towards the far post, into the hands of Baptiste. And it remains goalless after 10 minutes. Alfie's going to keep an eye on goals, both of the FA Trophy and in the National League. Alfie, is there any goals elsewhere?
Just the one goal in the FA Trophy so far. Woking are leading at Walton and Hersham. And in terms of the National League, Sutton 1, Brackley 0, and the rest is goalless.
Thank you very much, Alfie. Savage having a go at the fourth official about something. I'm not sure what it could be. It seems to be quite the game flowing well. No controversial decisions, I guess you can say. Maybe Sam Cott's have a stronger word. There's a half call for penalty for the away team. James Durkin, the referee. Let the game flow so far. Carnu. Back to Kirkcroft. And to Carnu did so well to recover there because Wilson were really putting the pressure onto him. Forrest can have possession with Knowles on the right hand side. Drives into the area with a few step overs. Thinks about shooting, does do so, but Wilson getting numbers behind the ball and managed to block. And Wilson might look to break now on the right hand side. Olomolo plays the ball back. Forrest Green did keep their shape well there, just as far as Wilson were looking to break on forward. Wilson fans making themselves heard. And Wealdstone on the ball. Overcast conditions. Rained quite heavily early on this morning. Pitch is still looking good. Wealdstone playing out the back now. Morrison might have done well to intercept, and he has done so. Finds Biabu into the box. Not the best ball into there, and it's cleared by the blue of Wealdstone to the lime green of the Forest Green. It's just Biabu's balls into the box haven't been the best so far. Only Babalola in there is the one striker. Forest Green turning the press on again. We're actually giving a foul away, and Woku did something. I don't think it was too bad. The referee blows it for Forest Green's way. There's a big shove on the backs of Knowles. Who's going to get the yellow card here? Is it going to be Knowles? I think it might be. He was dribbling the ball away, got a shove in the back, and he's going to get a yellow card. Interesting decision, Christian, but I guess the referee saying to Knowles you shouldn't have been taking that ball away from the free kick. Yeah, I think that's probably what it was. I think Knowles probably caused that himself. He's trying to slow him down a little bit, and I think it probably should have been a yellow card each, to be honest. It's a bit harsh. Yes, he was wrong, I guess, Knowles, but and the yellow card was given. And the referee listened to you, Christian. The yellow card's given against Christian Doit, against Tom Knowles, and I believe can't get booked from up here. No, not yet, not by the referee. But no, it's I think it was it Omar Musa got the yellow card, Alfie? So, yeah. So yeah, it took a while then, the referee to give that yellow card. probably right, because Noel's got a big old shove in the back. So yellow card for both players. Noel's playing as right wing and right man in the midfield, not really as right back today, so maybe not as nerve-wracking on that yellow card. Christian, how much does being on a yellow card impact you? I guess as a striker, less so as a defender. But it's always must be in the back of your mind, especially when you got just thinking of putting any tackles in.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's played on my mind in my career. I think it's down to one of my strengths is obviously winning headers. So you're thinking that every time you go up for a header, you don't want to catch them with an elbow that you didn't even mean, and sometimes that can mean that you get booked, and it's something that you can't really control. So yeah, it can be difficult.
Have you had a red card?
Yeah, I've had 2 when I was at Hibernian.
What for? Justified?
One was a straight red.
For?
Well, it was for a kick.
Okay.
Yeah, and
so
then
justified.
yeah, I'd say it was. Yeah, and I'd only just come on as a sub. So
Stephen Gerrard.
Yeah. So the manager wasn't very happy with me in the change rooms after, and the second one was 2 bookings for stupid fouls. Really, I don't think that one was deserved, to be honest.
That's the voice of Christian Doige, joining us for co-commentary duties today. Forest Green striker. Kirkhoff intercepts on the halfway line. Looking for Woku and McAllister. A bit of a lack of communication there. You see McAllister and Woku have a bit of a go at each other for that, because neither went for the ball, and Wilson have pounced onto it. Hutchin down the right hand side. Ball into the box. Carney blocks well and comfortably clears. And brought down by the Wealdstone defence. 14 minutes gone, Forest Green 0, Wealdstone 0. Woku winning the ball back well there. I think Woku's impressed game on game since he's joined the club on loan from Fulham. Alfie, I know you've watched him. He does seem to be growing confidence, and he's almost getting a bit Whitwell-esque, isn't he? Just having the time on the ball. Yeah,
absolutely. I thought he was very good against Scunthorpe last weekend, and it was another improvement on his performance at Sutton the weekend before that as well. So yeah, it seems to be a good signing.
McAllister links up beautifully with Mendy. Little 1-2 to find Biarba in the box. This will be a great goal if it goes in, but it doesn't, because not only does Julie Biarba miss, he's also offside when the ball was played for him. But that link up between Mendy and McAllister looked really good, Christian, in the Forest Green attack.
Yeah, Gilly will be disappointed with these fluffed his lines there a little bit. The boys have done tremendously well there, and Kyle's managed to play Gilly, and he's through in on goal, and he's kind of rushed his finish. So yeah, he's going to be very disappointed with that.
Still goalless here at the New Lawn on BBC Radio Gloucestershire between Forest Green and Wealdstone. In League 2, it's Accrington 0, Cheltenham 1. Baptiste with the free kick, goes from one box to another. Goes into the hands of Harry Eisted. Bowls it up to Carnu. He's been impressive today as well. Mengi down the right hand side. Brushes past one challenge. Finds Mendy in the Wealdstone half. Just so successfully. Plays it to Biarba on the left. Played behind him, not in front of him. And the offside flag goes up. Julie Biarba looking to Savage there. I'm not sure if Savage is getting frustrated with him or why he's shrugging his arms, because he maybe should have been onside there, Christian. There's a bit lack of awareness there, being offside twice in a few minutes.
Yeah, he's just been caught there, but I think the gaffer was more angry at the fact that it was given as offside. I don't think he was sure it was. We've seen him point to the iPad screen that they got down there, that they can check on what's happening in the game.
You can sometimes tell from the reaction from the fans in line with the linesman's flag. They don't seem to be too frustrated. Long ball over the top, which Carney's header goes behind him into the path of Wealdstone. Played across goal, but Kirkhoff calmly chests the ball down and clears upfield. Unusual that from Carney, as he's looking pretty impressive in the first 15 minutes of the game. Wealdstone on the left-hand side. Powerfully played ball into the box. Woker's there to defend. Blocks, goes off for the Wealdstone corner. They're first, in front of the travelling Wealdstone fans, who are passionately getting behind their team. Seeing this game as a chance to get to Wembley, as our Forest Green. Of course, Alfie, always when Wealdstone are mentioned, you keep an eye for the Wealdstone radar. I think he normally goes home and travels away.
Yeah, certainly more so now, but always one worth looking out for there.
Wealdstone with the corner. Forest got every man back. Wealdstone congesting the 6-yard box, but you've got to be careful of the 2 big men at the edge of the box, including Woodman, who's been marked by Babalola. Beats him as well as the ball played into the 6-yard box. Babalola recovers and gets a touch away. Forest Green still need to clear, and exactly what Tom Knowles does, and hoofs it upfield. And Wilson played the ball back to the keeper. Diaby chasing him down, but he's played calmly away from him. The Wealdstone Raider and Robbie Savage will be an interesting meet-up. Wilson go down the left. And they find the unmarked Kaji, who plays the ball wide of goal, gets a block though from the Forest Green defence, and Wilson having a bit of a purple patch here.
Yeah, sorry, that certainly looked like a goal-bound effort from Kaji there. Obviously, former Forest Green loanee a few seasons ago. But yeah, it's a good. I don't know who got the block on the end there, but he's done well to direct it away from goal and go out for the corner.
Wealdstone with this corner, they're second. This on their right. Again, an interesting, tricky one to defend this, Christian, because they're overloading the 6-yard box, but they've got the big man entering the area, in particular.
Yeah, it looks like
Woodman.
they're trying to get that Woodman in a one-on-one position with Temi. They're isolating them too, so obviously Woodman's probably one of their better headers of the ball. He's trying to get a run and get across Temi. Yeah,
Temi's marking him in the run. He's beats in, was played to the corner's paw, and goes off from the near post. She goes in the air, and his players falling to the floor, including Eisted. And the referee does blow for the free kick. It was ridiculously compact there. They've all about 10 players in about a square foot in the 6-yard box. Not sure what that's given for, Christian. They could have given it for anything, but Eisted might get some treatment.
I was just about to say, I think he's been very clever there to win a foul in his 6-yard box, but it actually looks like he's hurt himself.
Well, he's taken his glove off, so I think he might have a cut or something. He's holding just below his eye and his cheek, maybe his nose. He's not faking this. When keepers go down, you think, oh, the team are just eking down some clock. Unless it's a new game and he's actually trying to act a bit more and taking his glove off. But I think he's in a bit of pain. Fiakrapagel is a sub-keeper who's on the bench today. Savage using his opportunity to talk to his players. Having a big old shower. I'm not sure he's passionately doing so, frustratingly doing so. Normally it's John Mananas giving the team talk, but Christian, you can see Savage there really passionately getting behind giving his team a talk.
Yeah, it looks like he's not very happy with what he's seen so far. The game's been relatively even, to be honest, isn't it? Both teams have had opportunities, and listen, it's I think it's a fair result at the moment, still 0-0. But he's obviously just putting on some information that he wants from the lads.
Sam Cox also giving a passionate talk to his team. A bit more measured though. Eisted still down. I think he was in some sort of pain, wasn't he? It's 7:30 Bedford 10 in the champ in the rugby. We'll look at scores elsewhere. Alfie?
Yeah, it's Halifax 1, Kidderminster 0, Scunthorpe 1, Horsham 0, Woking 1, Walton and Hersham 0 still in the FA Trophy. And in terms of the National League, it's now Sutton 1, Brackley 1, and the rest remains goalless.
Thank you very much, Alfie. Forest will return to National League action on Tuesday when they host Woking. Well, we would have a look at the Premier League scores, but they're all goalless as well. Play's going to restart on this free kick, which Eisted will take. 21 minutes gone. The wind's picked up a bit as well. You see the flags fluttering on the far side there, going behind Wealdstone, who go very up and under and chased down by Obiero. He gets on the ball, forced towards the corner flag by Carnu, and Wealdstone maintain possession. Mendy get a touch back, but Wealdstone also come forward, intercepted and cleared by Forest Green. Something with the last charge, might be Carnu. But it's a decent challenge though.
I think it was, and Obiero's definitely Wealdstone's danger man. He scored in the home game for Wealdstone in that 1-1 draw just a few months ago. But yeah, I mean, he's their top goal scorer this season already. I think he's on 5 so far this season. So yeah, he's certainly probably their best player.
Ball looped in towards the far post. Decent corner, and it goes in as a goal for Wealdstone. Bolgerman was completely unmarked. A very easy header that went past ice on the far post. Forest Green lost their man, and it's Forest Green Rovers 0, Wealdstone 1.
Yeah, it's a brilliant delivery. We're just talking about how they managed to pick up some free headers from corners, and that's the definition of it there. And Boldvine, great header there at the back post, completely unmarked, and Wealdstone take the lead.
Poor marking there, Alfie, really, to look up and see him unmarked, and he didn't have to do anything. He's got his head on the ball, just try and guide it towards the back of the net. There wasn't a player on the far post, there wasn't a player on him, and it was an easy goal.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was a bit too easy to really give away there, and you can see Savage looks quite disappointed on the technical area. But yeah, I mean, he's got every right to be. You know, he can't have picked up that easily at the back post there.
Frustrating for Forest Green concede from a set piece. That was Wilson's third corner. A bit of talk, maybe it shouldn't have been a corner, maybe a free kick, but that's by the by. You got to defend the corners, and Forest Green didn't do that. Undone by a set piece, that will frustrate Savage. What can Forest Green do in response though? Mendy looks for Biarba on the left hand side. Searching ball into what's finds Babalolo, whose touch was on the best there. The foul goes off for a goal kick. Knowles behind the goal, I think trying to rile the home fans up. But yeah, Wembley's the call from Wealdstone. It's going to be a tricky game now for Forest Green Christian, because Wealdstone, they're not going to cling on to this 1-0 goal line, but they're happy to go a little bit deeper.
Yeah, definitely. Wealdstone have definitely been on top for the last 10 minutes. They've looked really strong, and they've been good on the counter-attack. Got a lot of lads with a lot of power, and you know, I don't know if the wind's playing a part where the ball's going over our centre-half's head and they've just got willing runners. Obviously the set plays have caused us a few problems, and they've managed to nick a goal there.
Mendy for Babalola, plays it to McAllister, just can't get on the end of that, but gets the ball back unexpectedly. Wasn't expecting that. But Forest Green get possession through Knowles, turns past his man, finds McAllister edge of the box, tapped it to Mingis, taken off him for a Forest Green Rovers throw. Forest Green trailing by a goal to nil. At the moment, 24 minutes gone, plenty of football to play. That's the Wealdstone fans you can hear chanting away to our right. Knowles by the corner flag. Back to Mendy, edge of the area. Turns past his man, plays it to Morrison into the box. Powerfully plays onto the left foot. Heads go up, and it goes into the hands of Baptiste, the Wealdstone keeper. Very much on as even, I think, in terms of play, Christian, because Forest Green are looking pretty decent in possession, aren't they? They're looking comfortable with it. They're playing some good 1-2s. Turn a bit of press on. It's just the set piece that's undone Forest Green. Yeah,
I feel like Forest Green have been really good in wide areas. They've managed to get a lot of balls in the box, but they just haven't been able to get on the end of one. That was great play there. Elijah's put a good cross in, and Jay at the back post just wasn't able to make contact. But that's what we're all about. A full-back crossing to another full-back who's at the back post. That's how attacking and forward-thinking we are.
Mendy on the right-hand side, playing in midfield today. Gets dispossessed quite cheaply there, and Wilson come on forward. Forest can put the numbers back on behind the ball, but Hutch on the right-hand side. He go past Morrison. Goes past him as well, goes towards the edge of the box into a shooting position, playing to the area instead. We're easily finding the blue shirts of Wealdstone. Forest Green scrambling back. Mendy keeping a foot out and wins the ball, gives the ball away quite cheaply second time round, but Forest Green managed to half clear. Wealdstone come away with it. Searching ball down the left-hand side. Offside flag goes up against Wealdstone as the ball's played in, but the assistant referee gives to the offside free kick Forest Green's way. 26 minutes gone. Forest Green 0, Wealdstone 1. Shaftesbury 0, Hartbury 1 in local football. Carnu in his own penalty area, in front of those vocal Wealdstone fans, seeing their team 1-0 up at Forest Green. Baldwin, the goal scorer from the corner. Kirkhoff looks unleash Chidi Biarba on the left hand side. Biarba gets possession right on the end of the pitch. McAllister's an option if he wants to find him. It goes himself. Goes past one to the middle to find Woku. Might have a shot here, 30 yards out. It's a powerful one, but it's well blocked, and Carnu resets for Forest Green. They're static in the middle as Forest Green down the right. Knowles making a run off the ball. Can they find him? They can't. Shoved off the ball, and he goes, I should go. No, good work there from Tom Knowles. Stays strong and won himself a corner. Forest Green Rovers first. And Christian Savage talks lots about Forest Green's lack of scoring from corner, so I'd imagine something's been worked on quite a lot, their set piece routines.
Yeah, the boys were working on the set pieces towards the end of training yesterday, so let's see what they got up this sleeve here. I'm sure they've worked on a few new routines, so let's see how it works.
They conceded from the previous set piece of Forest Green, but they make amends on the other end of the pitch. Looks to be Chidi Biarba over it. Players overload in the far post. Knowles the short option. Babalola under the crossbar, search ball into the area, cleared by Wealdstone. And Wealdstone look to break it. They've got a 3-on-2, they can use it effectively. They're driving on forward to look to counter. Play to the right-hand side. Mendy just gets out beat. Here's Wilson to make it 2 past Eisted, that goes over the bar. It should have been 2. Catching shot. Just need to get a shot on target. That should have been 2 for Wealdstone. Will they get a better chance? I don't think so. Played across goal to Kaji and Alfie. How do we miss that?
I mean, that's a really, really surprising miss from Dylan Kaji there. I mean, it was a great bit of work down that right-hand side from Wealdstone to break at speed. Just an easy cut back, and I mean, the goal's staring him in the face, and he's blasted it straight over the crossbar. And luckily for Forest Green, remains 1-0.
It was a good cut back. Eisted was beat on his near post. Literally could have just rolled it into the open net. Force never throw. Christian, do sometimes players rush their chance, get too much time? Is the goal gaping at you when you've got it's such an easy tap in?
That seemed to be the case there. That was almost looked like a guaranteed goal. I'll look after him a little bit. It looks like there was a little bit of a bobble before he hit it, but he'll be very disappointed with that when he watches that back later.
Yeah, Will Wealdstone live to regret that. They should be 2-0 up, Wealdstone. Talk about expected goals, that must be a 0.99.
That was actually really good play, wasn't it? Like, it's from our set play. They've countered very quickly, got numbers up the field, and played it across the goal, and it should have been a goal. And
Forest Green, they were good tracking back. Mendy got there, but it was played away from him. It was good, intelligent play. Referee tells Baptiste to hurry up with this goal kick. Half an hour gone. Forest Green training by a goal to 0. Knowles looking for Biabu. Can't be found, but Biabu put some pressure on to win himself a throw-in. Knowles having a bit of a, not shouting match, it's one way. Savage shouted at Knowles. Knowles isn't responding, but Savage was a bit disappointed with that. Kirkroff to Mendy, with captain's armband on. To Morrison, back to Kirkroff. To Kanu. Wilson looking impressive. Mingy down the right. Knowles creates an option, but so does Woker in the middle. To McAllister, powerfully hit, but well controlled. Find Mingy on the right-hand side. Charge down his cross. Forest Green get their second corner. Yeah, Christian Wilson looking like an impressive team. They're matching Forest Green.
Yeah, I was on the bench for the league fixture, and they look like a very good side. Sam Cott's got them very organised, you can tell that, and they've started the game extremely well.
They've got the goal for it. They're leading by a goal to 0. Forest with this corner, not the best corner routine, and they almost might be caught on the break again. And they're still going to have second 2 corners. Thankfully, McAllister mops up and finds Morrison, but that's almost the second corner in a row. They've given possession back, and Wilson could have broken. Throw into Forest Green there, midway in the Wilson half. Savage looking frustrated. He's having a few chat with the fans behind him. There's a few boos after that corner. I can understand why. Forest Green didn't look the best from it. Mendy finds Lisa for Kirkhoff. Back to Mendy. To Kanu. Wealdstone, well, keeping their shape. Forest going to try and break them down. Biarb on the left, chests it down, and the offside flag goes up again, and Savage looking again frustrated with that, because Alfie, that's 3 times now that under no sort of pressure Jilly Biarb has found himself drifting offside.
Yeah, and it was a good opportunity to possibly build from for Forest Green there, as Nwoka unleashed a great ball to Biarb on that left hand side, but in the third time in half an hour or so he's been caught offside.
Thank you very much, Alfie. We'll have a little look at the scores of the Premier League shortly. I know there has been a goal there in the 3 o'clock kickoffs. As Wealdstone clear long. Babalola finds it to McAllister. Ooh, looks for Jidibiabu, but he gets the ball taken off. And yeah, the goal in the Premier League, Alfie?
Yeah, Arsenal leading against Leeds. Zuba Mendy opening the scoring on 27 minutes. There's also another one in Bournemouth beating Wolves through Krupi in the 33rd minute there.
So as it stands, Arsenal with a 7-point gap at the top of the table. Referee gives a free kick against Morrison before shoving the back. The Forest Green fans aren't happy with that. I didn't actually see that outfit. Did you see why the Forest Green fans are booing? I thought Morrison might have just had an obvious shove in the back.
No, I wasn't too sure on that. Sorry, Billy. I was just literally looking at the scores from the National League.
See anything, Christian? Why the fans aren't happy?
In all honesty, I think that was actually a clear foul. Elijah's pushed him in the back, and he may have gone down a little bit easy, but you could see the hands in the back.
McAllister working hard. Threat it through to Babalola, to Mendy, but Wealdstone again getting men behind the ball, keeping their shape well. Goes back to Forest Green, trying to break a team down as it's Forest Green 0, Wealdstone 1. Knowles might want himself a corner. I think it's well kept on from Wealdstone. They clear up the line. They do find Ibero well. And Wealdstone looking good with that. There was 3 or 4 players back. Ibero managed to win possession and hold on to it. Thankfully Forest can get the ball back across the halfway line through Woku to McAllister. He's playing that number 10 role, but he's in line with the midfield, if not behind it. Babalola search for the ball over the top. Can he get there first? He can. Forces the save from the keeper, and the ball falls to Knowles, whose snapshot goes over the bar. But Christian a bit out of nothing then, and Babalola as well to keep his cool and control that aerial ball.
Yeah, that's what Temi gives you. He's so strong, and he likes to run the channels too, and he's literally just battling with the centre half there, and he's won that battle, and he's managed to get a shot on the swivel. Keeper's made a really good save. Yeah,
Knowles, I guess you were saying in the last time you were here in that Auckland game, you've got to try and read the game a bit further, but I think Knowles couldn't do too much about that. It came so powerfully to him, he couldn't do anything with that shot, trying to get something onto it. It's still Forest Green 0, Wealdstone 1. 34 minutes gone. Carney clears up line, can't find the Arbors, they're headed away from him. Hutchinson creates an option down the right as Morrison does well to charge the ball down off for a Wealdstone throw. And Rich Wealdstone aren't in a huge rush to take this. Baldwin, the goal scorer, takes the throw. Wealdstone looking comfortable in possession. Babalola charging down the keeper. The keeper gets there first and clears up line, goes from one end to the other to Eisted, all in pink. He bowls it out to Kirchhoff, making his debut today. Back to Eisted, who's being pressed. Carmen plays it out to the right. Wealdstone get possession back. Forest can win the second ball well through Mingy. Well, it shows too much of the board as well to recover, but Wealdstone pounce on it and get the ball back, and they've got numbers in the box. Kirchhoff has to stay strong and does just that, and sees the danger away with the ball on from Olivero, and the cross into the box, charged down by Kanu for a Wealdstone corner. They're fourth, and they scored from the previous one. Forcing about to defend better than they did previously. And Alfie Savage looking a bit despondent in the dugout.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think just on the break, Wealdstone looked really, really impressive. I mean, Anthony Georgie's really stood out for me down that left-hand side so far. Most of the corners that Wealdstone have won down that from that left-hand side, and that is ultimately where the goal came from. So, I mean, he's been really impressive for the Stones so far, but here comes another chance for them from another corner.
See if Forest can defend better. Played into the far post yet again. Forest Green defend better they can as Mendy heads the ball away from danger. And again, there was no one on the far post. Wealdstone got the ball there. Cheap free kick given away by Mendy on the far post. He was having a chat with the assistant referee who gave that. Pretty obvious though, shoving the Auckland player in the back. No card given. There's going to be a free kick just a few yards in from the corner flag on the right hand side. It's been looking a bit vulnerable from these set pieces. Set up a bit like a corner now, but the ball's 6 yards in from the corner flag. Referee saying they'll take it from right at the edge of the pitch. McAllister one-man ball in the edge of the penalty area. Ball clipped into the 6 yard box. Forest win the first header, but Wealdstone get the second. Kirchhoff scuffs his clearance and it ricochets off the Forest Green player for another Wealdstone corner. They're fifth now. Precious building, 37 minutes gone. Still Forest Green 0, Wealdstone 1, but Wealdstone having these set pieces. They scored from one of them, having their fifth corner now in front of the delighted Wealdstone fans. They're seeing their team play well against Forest Green in the FA Trophy on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. This corner will be played under the far post. It goes just there, and Forest Green can't win the first set. It's scrambling around, and Babalola with a dramatic overhead kick sees the ball away from danger. But with every man back, Wealdstone have another chance to put the ball into the box. Isted clutches it well, and Wealdstone think whether they're going for the lob, I'm not sure, but Isted watched it into his hands. And Christian, as a striker, I guess you've got to focus on striking, but also you're quite heavily involved in these defensive set pieces routines. We see that from Babalola.
Yeah, and Temi's got a lot of responsibility there. He's marking probably the biggest header of the ball, and you know, I can speak from experience, I'm probably not the best marker in the world. I quite like to be in the zone, and I'm sure Temi does as well, but the set piece coach has obviously got a lot of faith in Temi there, and you know, he's done well in that last action.
Mendy finds Babalola, the aforementioned Babalola, at the other end of the pitch for Forest Green. Back to Morrison. Momentum's gone though, they've gone back to Kirkhoff, and it's given Wealdstone time to put men behind the ball. Mendy turns past his man at the edge of the box, tries to play it through. Wanted a free kick there, as did Mendy and does Savage. I think Mendy's maybe been a bit too honest there, trying to stay on his feet. The Forest Green still have possession through Woku, and then he wins the free kick for that. That was a bit softer than the other one. Question, the Mendy challenge at the edge of the area, is he right to ask for a free kick?
That's why they've given that one there, yeah, just because I think the referees decided maybe I got that one wrong.
It's too honest, Mendy, wasn't he? I think he tried to keep going.
Yeah, Mendy's so strong and he wants that contact, but he got the wrong side of the defender, and the defender's given him a little pull, but he also thought, I'm in front of goal here, I can carry on going, and he'd give the ball away, and he's probably a bit disappointed with that. He could have won the foul, and that's a great place to have a free kick.
Yeah, it would have been perfect. A foot or two away from the top of the penalty area. Instead, Forrest got this free kick, a foot inside the side of the pitch. Chance to put the ball into the box. Knowles plays the ball into the area, goes over everyone. I think Forrest going to want himself a corner though, going to ricochet off the head of a Wealdstone player.
That was a wonderful cross by Knowlesy.
Yeah, it looked to be overhit, but it was deliberately played there, wasn't it? Just under the far post. And the good ball into the area. Babalola probably the aerial option as Forrest going to have this corner. No Ryan Innes, out injured. Christian Deutsch next to us, of course. Forrest going with this corner. Knowles there as a short option. Giuliviabi to take. Mendy on the far post, going towards the near post, can't meet the first man, and another poor set piece from Forest Green. Morrison with another ball into the area, looking for Mendy, wins the first header, the offside flag goes up against him, and again Forest Green offside. And it seems to be Alfie, they've been caught offside in unusual positions, but didn't need to be. It's not like they've been on the shoulder last man, they've just been option on the left or the right hand side of the pitch and it's just drifted offside.
Yeah, I think it must be a lot closer than what it looks from up here, because I mean, we said about Biabu being caught offside 3 times in that opening half an hour or so down this left hand side, and Mendy's been caught in a relatively similar position there as well, so yeah, I think they're probably a little bit closer than what we think.
Free kick goes from one end of the pitch to the other, into the hands of Isted, who wasn't really had a save to make. Forest Green are 1-0 down. Wealdstone really should have made it 2. They had a really good break, and the ball's played across to Kaji, who scuffed his chance. Isted was beat on the near post. Nwoku to Morris on the left. Back to Kirkhoff, who calmly plays the ball to Mendy. Crosses the halfway line, looks to find Knowles, does so successfully. Knowles with an aerial ball into the box, and that went over off for a goal kick. I'm not sure if it hit a bobble or something. Knowles put his hand up to apologise. So Christian, that must have done something, because that was 30 yards in the air.
Yeah, he's cleared the football stadium there, isn't he? He'll be gutted with that one. He's obviously tried to whip it with everything he's got, and he's caught a bobble and it's come off the top of his foot.
And Knowles playing on the right hand side of midfield today. I'd imagine, Christian, that's probably a position he prefers. He's been playing at right back or left back at sometimes this season, when you get your wings clipped, whereas he probably likes the freedom of attacking more at his position today. Yeah,
it's definitely his preferred position. This is the position that he's brought in to play under Steve Cottrell last year, and you know, he's played right back for the majority of this season, and it's probably not been his perfect position, but the way that the gaffer wants to play with the fullbacks pushing on, it's definitely suited him.
That's the voice of Christian Boyd. Join us on commentary duties today here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Knowles in his own half does well to find Mendy, gets the ball taken off him and at the expense of a Forest Green throw. Good challenge from there from the Wealdstone players. With 2 minutes to go till half time. Forest Green a goal to 0 down in a competition which they are trying to take seriously. That's our Wealdstone, of course. Forest Green naming pretty strong 11 today. Carney with a poor header. Kirkos does as well to mop up and play it back to Eisted. Options on the bench for Savage: Kenji, Horton, Clark, Bunker, Pemberton and Cairo Mitchell. Track Hagel, also the sub-goalkeeper. Thought he might be called upon earlier on when Eisted picked up a knock in his cheek, nose, eye region, but it seems to be okay. Roku, 22 Babalola, touch takes them all away from him, as well to play back to Kirkroff, looking for McAllister. Wealdstone get the ball back and Mendy challenges well but gets dispossessed, and Wealdstone come on forward. Tubiera on the left. Knowles got to be careful with that challenger, he's on a yellow card. Wealdstone play the ball away, the shot comes in, I said saves to his left hand side with that goal bound shot. And Alfie, again Wealdstone looking challenging.
Yeah, and I said earlier about Obiera being probably the danger man, and that was a good effort from the striker there, just outside the box, and an even better save from Harry Eisted just to keep it at 1-0. But yeah, like we say, you know, they've been impressive and good value so far in this first half.
But that Knowles put they challenging, didn't he, Alfie? And if he made some contact and it was Wealdstone were going forward, it could have been danger with him on that yellow card already.
Yeah, certainly something that he's going to have to keep an eye on, and I'm sure they will going into the second half, well, the remainder of this first half and the second half on top of that.
Corner to Wealdstone, they're 6th. Played towards the far post, Eisted comes to it, plays it into the ground, and the shot goes wide from Wealdstone, but they're still looking to maintain possession. The Forest look to break on forward. Surely that's a free kick and Mandy gets taken down. And a yellow card, surely for Obiero. And that's a pretty obvious one then, as Forest were looking to break there, Christian.
Yeah, that's a clever foul. I can see the Sam Cott, the Wealdstone manager, giving him a little clap there, because Forest Green were well and truly away there.
3 minutes of time added on. Another goal at Accrington, where Cheltenham Town are playing. Alfie, last we heard it was 1-0. Which way is that goal gone? The referee got in the way of McAllister looking to get possession back there, and Wealdstone come away with that. And they've got numbers on the right-hand side. A bit controversial if they score from this. Hutchinson, edge of the area. Forest backing off, plays the ball across the post, and it just needs a flicking again, and could have been 2. A Josh side flag, thankfully, goes up there, but Alfie, that was danger for Forest Green. Yeah,
absolutely, and you know, right on a stroke of half time as well. If they go in at the break 2-0 up, I mean, it's a completely different game going into the second half.
And Christian, they had, quickly Alfie, there's that goal at Accrington.
Yeah, Accrington have gone 2-0 up now through Love 2 minutes into added time against Cheltenham Town.
But yeah, Christian, McAllister, he was blocked from the referee. The referee didn't touch the ball, he wasn't going forward, but it was a pretty simple ball to McAllister. He couldn't get there because the referee was in the way. Yeah,
exactly that. And I think the ball was probably in Elijah's eye line. So the referee was in the eye line, so there was no way of seeing the ball, and the ref definitely did get in the way.
Mendy plays it to Biabra on the left-hand side. Gets the ball taken off him, goes off for a Forest Green Rovers corner. They're 4th. We've had 9 seconds. They added 2 minutes here in the first half. Big chance for Forest Green now to try and draw level before the half-time whistle. Needs to be quick with it though. It's going to be Knowles to take. The hush comes around the new lawn. It's been played in front of the south stand. Forest Green overloading the far post, having a couple of players in the 6-yard box. Played towards that far post, and the keeper parries it off for another Forest Green corner. They might have to take it very quickly. It's their 5th corner. They've got 5 seconds of injury time to play. They've got to have to show a bit of urgency with this. The referee will blow up after this. Set piece is taken. Should it be Arbu trotting over? I wouldn't go short. Knowles is the short option. I think Forest Green got enough time to play it short. Corner to Forest Green, they're 1-0 down. Can they draw level towards the break? Played towards the 6-yard box. Kirkwood there and saves the other keeper over for another Forest Green Rovers corner. They might have another chance to do it, but a good chance there from Kirkwood, Christian.
Yeah, he's done very well. He's jumped very early and he's managed to catch the header very well, and the keeper's done well just to put it over the crossbar.
Again, not too much time. We thought it was going to be the last play of the first half. That's corner, but this one could be different for Forest Green. Knowles to take. Again, got to take it quickly. Play towards the far post, into the hands of the keeper, who punches it aerially, but Forest Green can't get a touch onto it, and again Wilson looked like that could break here. The referee's not blowing up just yet. Can Wilson make it two before half-time? From one into the other. Morrison gets beat, wins the clear challenge. Isa comes out of his line, clutches it well, and that was danger. But Alfie, as the half-time whistle goes, Alfie briefly, Forest Green have been more vulnerable when they've had corners than they have the other end, haven't they? Because they just seem to be vulnerable on the counter-attack.
Yeah, absolutely, and credit to Wealdstone, they've turned defence into attack really, really well. It's particularly through Hutchinson and Obiero, who are actually having a word with the assistant referee there just as we're talking about them. But yeah, I mean, Wealdstone have been really good value on the break. I mean, Forest Green have had their chances. That Kirkhoff one, just on the stroke of half-time there. I mean, it's a brilliant save from Baptiste in the Wealdstone goal. But yeah, I mean, Forest Green is certainly still in this game, but Wealdstone have been very good on the break.
Savage sprinting down from his technical area into the dugout, demanding his players go there quickly as well. Because Christian, a disappointing half for Forest Green, because of course they were 1-0 down at home. They were in the game at times, they've got a good possession, but Wealdstone, they've come to the new lawn and they've looked good.
Yeah, they've definitely going in at half-time, deserving the lead. I think you're going to see big changes second half. I think he'll probably either bring on Jaden Clark or Nick Horton. I'm not sure if they'll bring in Jaden on out wide and put Carl out wide, so have to see how it goes. But the boys will definitely have a strong talking to in there, because it's not been good enough this first half.
No, it hasn't on Forest Green. They're looking to get into the quarterfinals of the FA Trophy for the first time in 17 years. But as it stands, Wealdstone have come to the new lawn and have the lead thanks to the corner from Baldwin after 23 minutes. Forest Green is changing things around in the second half. Join us in a few minutes' time. Half time here. Forest Green Rovers 0, Wealdstone 1.
Steve Kitchen.
BBC Radio Gloucestershire.
Half-time in both of our commentary matches, and both Cheltenham Town and Forest Green Rovers have work to do. We'll round up all of the half-time scores next.
Welcome to my big show!
What a night it's been. Let's go to the dressing room for the latest.
Michael, amazing performance tonight.
Yeah, we gave it everything out there. I think it's going to be an amazing season. Send to all! Our unexpected star, the Midnight Game Show!
Any new signings on the horizon?
Yeah, we're always looking for star names who can add quality. KSI, Melanie C, Ryland!
Well, it's certainly back of the net for the brand new series of Michael McIntyre's Big Show. Watch on BBC iPlayer.
Good afternoon, Steve Kitchen here in the studio for Match Day on BBC Radio Gloucestershire, with you through until 6 o'clock. We're in our commentary matches. Both Cheltenham Town and Forest Green Rovers trail at half-time. For the Robins at Accrington, they trail by 2-0.
Ball played to Worley. Worley goes away from one man. He's going to go for goal! Oh, what a terrific goal that is. Absolutely wonderful goal from fully 25 yards from Sean Worley. And he plays it short. Shooting chance here. Oh, what a terrific goal from Donald Love. The ball was played short from the set piece and no one picked up Love. And from outside the penalty area, he's hit it into the bottom right-hand corner. It's a
right on the stroke of half-time, that second goal coming. A big blow for Cheltenham Town, who trailed 2-0 at Accrington at half-time. Elsewhere in Football League 2, it's Chesterfield 2, Walsall 1. Daniel Canu getting a goal back for Walsall after Will Grigg and Dylan Markande had scored the openers for Chesterfield. Crawley lead Harrogate by 1-0. Max Anderson on the score sheet there for Crawley, and that's 20th against 24th. Goalless between Crewe and Colchester. Notts County are 1-0 up at Fleetwood. Alessandro Jatta with his 13th in all football this season, coming this afternoon at Fleetwood, of course without a manager currently at the moment. Gillingham 1, Bromley 3 as a half-time score. Ben Thompson scoring 2 of Bromley's 3. Top of the table Bromley then. going 3-0 up. Bradley Dack getting a late goal in that first half for Gillingham. No goals between Oldham and Cambridge or Shrewsbury and Barnet. It's Swindon 1, Barrow 1. Barrow taking the lead through Danny Rose before Ollie Palmer got the equaliser for Swindon in the first half. And there are no goals between Tranmere and Salford City. Into the FA Trophy, where it's Forest Green Rovers 0, Wealdstone 1.
Ball looped in towards the far post. Decent corner, and it goes in as a goal for Wealdstone. Boldwin was completely unmarked. A very easy header that went past ice on the far post. Forest Green lost their man.
Yeah, disappointing goal to give away for Forest Green Rovers. They trail by a goal to nil at home to Wealdstone in the 5th round of the FA Trophy at half-time. Elsewhere, it's Telford 0, Yeovil 1, Chatham 0, Southend 0, Fylde 0, Southport 0, Halifax 1, Kidderminster 0, Scunthorpe 1, Horsham 2, Tamworth 0, Marine 0, and Walton and Hersham 0, Woking 2. Those are the half-time scores in the FA Trophy. Games today in the National League. Boreham Wood are leading Boston by a goal to nil, and it's Braintree 1, Eastleigh 0. Carlisle are 3-0 up at home to Altrincham. Hartlepool 0, Aldershot 0 is a half-time score. York are being held 0-0 at Solihull Moors. It's Sutton 1, Brackley 1. The game between Truro and Scunthorpe has been postponed due to the flooding around the area there. Into the Premier League. Just 3 games kicking off at 3 o'clock today. No lunchtime kick-off. This one could be last on Match of the Day by all reports. It's not been a very active first half. Brighton 0, Everton 0 is as it reads, really, I think. Leeds United 0, Arsenal 2 is a half-time score. Martin Zubamendi giving Arsenal the lead. Saka actually pulling out of the game after straining something in the warm-ups today. So if he's in your fantasy league, I'm afraid no points today from him. Own goal as well, giving Arsenal that 2-0 lead at the break. And Bournemouth are 1-0 up at Wolves. Junior Krupi on the score sheet there for Bournemouth. Big win that could be. Bournemouth have won just one of their 11 away league games this season. Have conceded the most goals, but they lead by a goal to nil at Wolves at half-time in that game. Other games still to come in the Premier League today. Chelsea at home to West Ham in the 5:30 kickoff. The Blues, of course, winning away to Napoli in the Champions League in midweek. And their manager, Liam Rosenior, says he wants to see another top-class display against the Hammers.
If you want to be a consistent winning team, these are the games where you have to step forward and not be complacent after an away win in Italy to come back 3 days later. I want to see the consistency levels of the groups. That's why, for me, this is a massive mark of where we're really at.
Yes, looks like being an interesting one. That does Liam Rosenior asking for all action then from his side. The Hammers boss, Nuno Espirito Santo, is expecting a tough evening, as you'd expect, given the strength and depth that the Chelsea manager has in his squad.
So many options and so many things that Liam can take advantage of it. It's not about expecting who we're going to find, knowing that it's a very, very good team that we have to be really spot on to play.
The late game is Liverpool against Newcastle at 8 o'clock. Liverpool's £116 million summer signing, Florian Wirtz, says he didn't have the most emphatic start to his career at the club, but the 22-year-old now believes he's beginning to find some form.
Very excited when I came and wanted it to be a instant success. It didn't came like this. I just had to stay strong in my mind and keep believing myself that at one point it has to click.
Traditionally a game with lots of goals in it, of course, Liverpool against Newcastle. It's bound to be 0-0, but you never know. Could be another classic tonight. That's the late kick-off in the Premier League. Half-time scores in our other local football this afternoon. We shall start with Gloucester City at Sholing. They've got a bit of work to do as well. Be disappointed not to have got a breakthrough in the first half. Sholing 0, Gloucester City 0 is the half-time score in the Premier South Division. In Division 1 South of the Premier South, it's Bishop's Cleeve 0-0 at Melksham 2, but Hartbury lead 1-0 at Shaftesbury. Noah Coates with an early goal for Hartbury to put them ahead at the break. That would be a big win if they can hold on to that scoreline. Now, in our Champ Rugby today, Hartbury in 4th are at home to 2nd place Bedford. This one started at 2:30, and at the moment, Hartbury lead by 12 points to 10. A try in each half from Harry Short, giving Hartbury the lead in that. Hartbury 12, Bedford 10, round about 15 minutes left on the clock at the Forehead Stadium. So good luck to Hartpury if they can pull that off. That'll be another big result for them. Don't forget, match day returns tomorrow afternoon from 2 o'clock. Yep, we've got 2 match days for you this weekend. A football match day today, and it's a double commentary rugby match day tomorrow afternoon. Gloucester Rugby are at Bristol in the Prem Cup. Gloucester top of their pool in the Prem Cup as the Prem Cup returns with 4 games back-to-back in that competition to come. And then also at 3 o'clock at Kingsholm, it's the return of the Women's Prem with top of the table hopefuls. Certainly if they will be if they win. Gloucester Hartpury, they are at home to Loughborough Lightning. Gloucester Hartpury is playing one fewer game than Saracens, who are top of the table, but Gloucester Hartpury have played 7, won 7 so far this season after a 6-week winter break. The Women's Prem returns tomorrow live on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Match day from 2, commentaries from 3 o'clock.
In 2019, we began investigating the disappearance of Dr. Ruja Ignatova.
I believe we are a very special network.
A scammer who stole billions from investors around the world.
Number 1 cryptocurrency globally.
She's on the FBI's 10 most wanted list. And now we have some unmissable updates.
She has money, and when you have money, you have power.
Join me, Jamie Bartlett, as the hunt for the missing crypto queen continues. Listen first on BBC Sounds.
Let's go to the Australian Open tennis in Melbourne and British success. Congratulations to Britain's Neil Skupski, who's won the men's doubles title at the Australian Open. The 36-year-old and his American partner Christian Harrison beat the Australian wildcards Jason Kubler and Mark Pullmans in straight sets in the final. And Skupski says having some time to prepare for the final really helped.
Obviously having the day off yesterday, having a lot of thoughts on winning, losing. We're just trying to stay level-headed, try and keep away from all the noise from the messages back home, and try and stay away from all that and keep the phone down. But yeah, thrilled to kind of get over the line with Christian. He's an amazing player. We're really happy with each other and how it's developing. But yeah, I've got to say thanks also to Ken for putting the work in, leaving home, and obviously having a family. It's tough to kind of be away and sacrificing these few weeks to be with us, and as much credit to him and to Christian for picking up this title.
And nice to have both brothers there with Ryan Harrison there too. It was quite emotional at the end.
Yeah, it was. Christian was going one way, I was going the other, looking for our brothers. Obviously Ken was in the technical box. He's been coaching us for the last 3 weeks, but obviously Ryan's working in the media now, so yeah, it was very emotional at the end. Yeah, it was, I think, great scenes. And also back home with our parents, I FaceTimed them straight away. They're up at I don't know what time it is in England, maybe 4 a.m. And then I saw Christian on FaceTime to his parents, so it was nice. So maybe one day they can be over here and watch us compete, and also try and get another trophy.
Where's the Wimbledon trophy? Are they going to be next door to each other?
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be somewhere in my parents' house. They look after them for me while I'm on the road. It's obviously nice to take it back to Liverpool and to show the local club and everyone that's associated with me for a very long time. It's not just me and Christian that have put the work in, it's them behind the scenes. Very looking forward to going back eventually after the American swing back home, and then seeing friends and family.
Congratulations, Neil Skupski, a Wimbledon doubles champion and now an Australian Open doubles champion as well. Hartpury now lead 15-10 against Bedford in the Champ Rugby. Around about 14 minutes left on the clock there. Time to take you back to your second half commentary matches here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. On DAB, we're with Cheltenham Town at Accrington, where they trail by 2-0. Your commentary team there is Mark Halliwell and Peter Matthews. Whilst here on 1413 AM, on FM, on Freeview Channel 16 and on BBC Sounds, we're in the FA Trophy. There has to be a winner, and Forest Green Rovers have to do it from behind at the break. What changes will manager Robbie Savage make at half-time? Forest Green 0, Wealdstone 1 is that half-time score. Let's join the Rovers striker Christian Doige, who's alongside Alfie Ryan, and your commentator Billy Hunt.
Thank you very much, Steve. Welcome back to the new lawn. Just as Wealdstone come out of the changing rooms, no sign of the referee or Forest Green just yet. Savage sprinted down to get the dugout at half time. Christian, we're looking to see if there's going to be any changes. You think there might be one or two? We look at Kyra Mitchell. He's got his shorts on, whether he'll be coming on, but also Jaden Clark went down quite early, so there could be changes.
Kyra always gets ready at half-time just in case he's called upon, but I don't think Kyra is coming on now. I think the best person will probably be Jaden if I was going to put money on it.
Yeah, Forest Green need to do something because they are 1-0 down. And they do manage to get 8 equalised. It'll go straight to penalties. No extra time. Penalties would be called upon at the moment. Forest going to take that. No sign of Rovers just yet. The referee is out. He's giving a big old bang on the door. They got a bell in the change room, so it's an old-fashioned knock on the door. Out you come, boys.
Yeah, it's a knock on the door, and you don't normally listen to the first knock, and then they've got to come back and give it another one.
Yeah, they're probably yet to come out. The thing is as well, they always have a bit of time here when the referees do come out, because the assistant referee's got to go all the way from one end of the pitch to the other to check if there's any new gaps or holes in the goals either end of the pitch. Yeah, Wealdstone have been out for a good 2 or 3 minutes. Still no sign of Forest Green. Savage is out. He's having a discussion with the referee. I think the referee might be saying to Savage, you need to get your boys out quickly. I think nothing ever happens to that. I know sometimes in the Premier League there might be a fine or something, but you just try and eke it out a little bit longer, don't you? Make the opposition wait a few seconds.
Yeah, you see it all the time, don't you? Especially when, well, it's not normally this way around. You normally, if you're losing, you get sent out straight away, and you're there waiting for your opponents. So it's a bit unusual that we've taken so long, but I don't know, maybe the boys have had a little word.
And maybe Jaden Clark time to come on, because he is definitely coming on.
I think that's probably the case. I think that's probably why they were late coming out. Jaden was just doing his finishing touches.
And it looks like Alfie, because Tom Knowles has been sacrificed for him?
Yeah, I think Harvey Bunker's coming on as well now in the second half. Just coming out now to come on.
So, Bunker and Clark coming on. Knowles ain't out there. Who's the other one, do you reckon, Christian?
It looks like Elijah's gone off. I don't know if they're going to put Gabe's at left back, maybe. We'll have to wait and see.
He's making his first start today. It's Gabe Kirkloff. Of course, came off on the bench against Sutton in the league a few weeks ago. Pulled out in the warm-up last Saturday in the defeat to Scunthorpe. So Bunker ready to come on. The fourth fish is getting his board ready. Bunker replacing Knowles, and Clark coming on as well with the number of Morrison. So for Bunker coming on, Christian, he just seems to be that safety option, isn't he? He's just so secured in the midfield.
Yeah, I love playing with Bunks. He's like a safety net. He's so professional. He drives standards every day at the training ground, and he'll be buzzing that he can come on and try and make a difference here. He'll be leading the boys.
Coming through the academy, of course, is Harvey Bunker. Let's get behind the boys. Didn't feature too much at the beginning of the start of the season. Wealdstone kick-off, they're going from right to left. They swapped before the game, so Forest Green unusually going towards the north stand in the second half. See if they keep the same formation.
It looks like we've changed to a back three. Harvey Bunker going in the middle of Gabes and Canu.
You're right there, so Forest Green can be fluid with their formations. Does that mean they're going to be the wing backs of Mingy and GDBR? Boo? I think it might be, yes, as McAllister gets dispossessed and free kick given against him. So Forest Green in that back three. So Eistedt in goal, the back three of Carnu, Bunker and Kirkhoff. In the midfield, they've got the two wing backs of Mingy and Jidibiabu, McAllister and Woku. And again, the offside flag would have gone up against Jidibiabu, but the ball was over hit for a goal kick. One-man strike of Babylona still with McAllister behind him.
Yeah, it looks that way, or it could be like a box midfield. You can see them there. They almost look like they're in a box. It'll be Chibi and Mendy, the deepest ones, and then Carl and Jaden off Temi.
Wealdstone with Baptiste in goal. Georgia Musa, Woodman, Bolger in the goal scorer. 23 minutes. Kaji missed a glorious chance to put it 2-0 up after a really well-worked break from the visitors. Carnu tries to hoof it clear up here and has a bit of a slip and takes a tiny bit of a knock there. McAllister's found on the halfway line, turns well, options to his right and to his left, plays it to Mingy behind him. Mingy has possession, searching ball towards the far post, and it's there, and the offside flag goes up. Of course, going to have a goal disallowed again. Chilibi Abu was found to be offside, and Alfie, that was a good chance. A great build-up, great cross, unfortunately just a few inches away.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant crossing from that right-hand side, but I mean that's now the fourth time that Chilibi Abu's been caught offside in this encounter. But yeah, it's a great ball and it's a good finish, but yeah, definitely offside there, I think.
Good chance though, Christian, isn't it? Well worked, McAllister and Menga with a really good ball from that right.
Yeah, and that's something we work on a lot with the wingers. The wingers arriving at the back post. Unfortunately, Gilly wasn't able to hold his run there, but it was a great finish.
Bunker heads it off for a Wealdstone throw. Yeah, disappointing for our screen, having the goal disallowed, but it was offside. He seemed to be frustrated with that, talking to the assistant referee. Of course, there's cameras here, as you said, Christian, they pretty go quick to the iPad pretty quickly and other tablets to see whether it would be offside or not. But from your view, it did seem to be.
Yeah, it did. Gilly, well, he's got previous, hasn't he, this game being offside, so the liner is probably right.
Kirkcroft winning the header, playing on the left-hand side of the back three for Forest Green. Wealdstone with possession, go aerial, again Bunker, safety first, sees off for Wealdstone's throw. They're leading by a goal to nil, just taking their time from that set pieces here. It's a long way to go to the 90s up, but they can eke away every minute or so, gets them closer to the quarterfinals of the FA Trophy. Forest Green have the ball back though. This is tapped to Babalola. Chilibi Abu, it's just overhit, and Wealdstone get the ball back. And play back to Baptiste, the keeper. On the bench, Forest Green still have Pagel, the sub-keeper, Kengley, Horton, Pemberton and Mitchell. Wealdstone go over the top. Carner with a header, not the most effective one though, but Manny does well to get possession. Play back to Eisted, who clears it upfield. So no one in particular, and that goes off for a throw in Wealdstone's way. I'm sorry if you can hear what the Wealdstone fans think of Robbie Savage. Winding him up with some chance. Junior with the throw. But Mendy intercepts and wins the ball back. Up and over to Babalola. And shoves Woodman in the back there. And Christian, we're talking about the contacts between defenders and strikers. They're having a good battle, Woodman and Babalola, but there was nothing subtle about that.
No, Woodman's been a little bit clever there. You could see Temi come in and he's put his back into Temi, and as soon as he's felt contact, he's gone to the ground, and as he's fallen on the ground, he's having a little look at the ref.
Babalola trying to win the ball back. He backs off the challenge, and Wealdstone come on forward. Clark intercepting and reading the game well. Mendy gets possession away. Kanji spreads it to the right. Wealdstone going on the right hand side with an area ball into the box, a decent one, goes over everyone, and it's mocked up by Wealdstone on the left hand side. Sturio there, playing the ball across goal, blocked and intercepted off for a corner by Mingy. Wealdstone's 7th corner of the game. And Alfie, we were talking about the corners in the first half. Of course, Forest conceded from one of them. Forest looking a bit vulnerable from these balls. We know this is going to be dropping just under the far post.
Yeah, and I mean, Wealdstone have got enough aerial threats, as Christian alluded to with Dion Woodman. I mean, he's been brilliant so far in his game, and Wealdstone have got a couple of other options. Obviously, Baldwin with the opening and the scoring at the back post, completely unmarked. But yeah, here comes the chance.
Played towards the far post yet again. Headed clear by Woku then, who was lurking to be on the far post, but Wealdstone have possession still, with the big men still in the box. So well won back by Woku. No chance to break though, because Wealdstone put a decent challenge in. They've still got players in the box as they go closer to it, but Mendy calmly intercepts and plays it ball forward. No urgency with this break. He back heels it to Woku. To Clark, still in their own half of Forest Green. Kirkcroft charged down, goes past one challenge, dribbles on forward, but confident on the ball, tap to Clark, to Mingy on the right hand side of the penalty box, needs the cavalry to arrive in the area, plays it across goal to Clark, edge of the D, shoots, and just goes wide. Rear deflection for Fortune Rovers corner. And Christian, we've seen Jaden Clark score from there a few times this season.
Yeah, we really fancy him, especially on his left foot, even though it's not his preferred one. He scored a few little left foot drives into the bottom corner, and they've done well to get a little touch, and it's gone out for a corner.
McAllister to take. Forest Green 7th. They've got options towards the far post. Referee stopping the play. There's a bit of pushing and shoving between Babalola, one of the Wealdstone players, just under the far post. The wind's dropped a bit in the second half. Was blown behind Wealdstone a bit in the first. Referee's going to keep an eye on things here. Babalola on the far post. Clark a short option. McAllister to take. Wealdstone have every man back. Played towards the far post. Keeper fumbles it, but manages to clutch it a second time, and Forest Green again might be caught on the break, but Sam Cox, the Wealdstone manager, said just calm down, keep it in your hands, as he bowls it out to Musa, and who's on the ball being hassled by McAllister and Mendy, and McAllister looking to win the ball back, but it's well played back to the keeper Baptiste, who can't pick it up because it would have been a back pass, and plays it aerially instead to Kanu. Forest win out, lose out the second header there. It's kind of a bit of slip. Shakuna looks to come on forward, goes past Clark and McAllister with a few step overs, and McAllister intercepts, finds Roku. Charles Forest going to play, they need to drive on forward. Roku to Jimmy Arbor on the left. First time ball in the air. Can he find Babalola the header, and his header goes wide for a goal kick. He beat his man. Christian, he'd be disappointed with that because he should have got that header goal bound.
Yeah, that was an absolute beautiful ball from Gilly, and it's in the 6-yard box ready for Big Temi to knock it in, and it's just kind of gone off the top of his head. Maybe his timing on his jump was a little bit off, but Temi will get over that one.
It's Kyron Mitchell's coming on. Whether he's going to be sacrificed straight away is Babalola, but that was a chance. That was a chance for him. Whether Mitchell would go along, do you reckon it'd be will that be Babalola to come on for Mitchell? Mitchell maybe alongside Babalola? We'll find out in a few seconds. Alfie, sorry, you got some scores elsewhere?
Yeah, it's Yeovil 1, Telford 0, Wealdstone 1, Forest Green 0. We know about Halifax 1, Kidderminster 0, Horsham 2, 1 up at Scunthorpe, and Woking 2, Walton and Hersham 0 in the FA Trophy. And in the National League, it's Bournemouth 1, Boston 1, Braintree 1, Eastleigh 0, Carlisle 3, Altrincham 0, Aldershot 1, Hartlepool 0, Solihull York 0, Solihull Yorkers 0-0, and Sutton 1, Brackley 1.
So in terms of scores at the top of the table in the National League, kind of going Forest Green's way a little bit. As Christian Doy's joining us alongside us, and Mitchell warming up. It looks like he's going to be coming on, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think he'll come on for Temi. I think it'll be like for like. I just can't see who else he'd take off in this scenario. The shape doesn't look too bad.
Forest Green bringing on Mitchell. Obviously Christian Doy's taking us alongside us, so that would be the last, I guess, striking option there, with Forest Green chasing the game. Biabu gets the ball away, but Clark might get the ball back for the home team. He does just that. Woke on the left. Biabu's too much time on the ball there, and Wealdstone come away with it. Again, with opportunities to break. Forest Green trying to turn a bit of a press on to try and get him too much forward. Just having a bit of a chat is Mitchell with some of the backroom team, going through some tactics. Alfie, can you see it being just a like for like? Was it a bit too early to take out a striker for just another striker when you're trying to chase the game?
Yeah, I think I agree with Christian. It probably will be a like for like change. I mean, they've changed the shape at half time, so it does seem to be working okay at the moment for Forest Green, but I just think might need a little bit more what's the word? A clinicalness in the game still. 35 minutes to go.
Genevieve Albu would have been offside there on the left hand side, no surprise, as the play stopped to bring on Mitchell, and it is surprisingly all of us Jay Mingy coming off. So could that be a change of formation? McAllister having a look to Savage and seeing where he's going to be playing, and surprise us all there, Christian.
Yeah, and I could see Temi walking off as soon as he put the board up. Temi will be delighted that he's staying on, and Cairo as well, what an opportunity for him. He's got 35 minutes now to try and make an impact on the game.
Didn't feature at all, Cairo Mitchell and Forest Green's trip to Scunthorpe. Got a chance today, playing alongside Babalola. Trying to bisect the formation as Wealdstone clear. There's another goal at Accrington Stanley we'll give you shortly. It's 2-0 at the break. Cheltenham may have got a goal back. McAllister on the halfway line. Plays it to Mendy. Back to McAllister. Sees Kirkhoff making a run. Who he finds on the left-hand side. There's the applause you can hear as Mingy goes round the ground back to the changing rooms. Mendy drives on forward. He's got Mitchell and Babalola there. McAllister goes to the right of Kanu. Back to Bunker and gives us a chance to give that score. Alfie at Accrington.
Yeah, Accrington are now leading 3-0 against Cheltenham after an hour gone.
Clark to Mendy. Just Forest Green trying to break Wealdstone down, but unfortunately fizzles out to nothing. Goes into the path. Baptista Wealdstone keeper. So Christian formation 3-5-2.
Yeah, I think Carl McAllister's just come out into the position Jay was playing. What's that, the third position Carl's played in this game? He's so versatile. He can play in loads of different spots for us, and hopefully he can get some joy down this wing.
Clark gets dispossessed on the halfway line. Wealdstone player down the right when they've got space. Forest Green scrambling back into the penalty box. The ball goes, played across goal, and Forest Green just needs Mendy to tap the ball away. But there's Wealdstone's second. It's tapped in. Wealdstone for Olomolo. Doubles the lead. Forest Green seem to have dealt with it, but Phil Olomolo's placed it home, and after 58 minutes, it's Forest Green 0, Wealdstone 2.
Well, it was good initial work from Wealdstone down that right-hand side to get the ball into the box, but Forest Green just failed to clear their lines there, and Olomolo was there at the right time to punish that mistake, and it's Wealdstone 2, Forest Green 0.
Yeah, Forest Green had a chance to deal with it, just didn't clear it clinically. But Wealdstone looking affected down the right-hand side. An opportunity was coming. Savage looking extremely despondent. A competition that Forest Green were taking very seriously this year. But after 58 minutes, it's Forest Green 0, Wealdstone 2, and Christian, it's an uphill battle now.
Yeah, certainly is. Wealdstone have come here and done a real job on us, to be honest. They're looking really good for their 2-0 win at the moment. But there's loads of time left. We've got Nick Horton that can still come on, and he's definitely got a goal in him. So let's see how the boys do now. Plenty of time left.
And Alfie, a change of formation, would that be potentially why? That, you know, obviously they're playing the wing backs of Jilliby Arbrew. Maybe he was a bit too far forward, and they overloaded that space created by him.
Yeah, I think that's a disappointing thing, really, is the fact that they've only really just changed shape at half time, and obviously then McAllister on his right hand side now instead of Mingy. I know just on the opposite side, but yeah, I think it'd be a disappointing thing that, you know, trying to chase the game and then end up going 2-0 down.
Well worked by Wealdstone. They're effective with the ball, taking their chances. They've had a few more as well. Clark to Kana down the right. Back to Clark. He goes past one challenge. And taps it back to Mandy. 3 kicks winning against him. Olomolo taking him down. It's going to be a yellow. No advantage given. It's like Forest Green having possession. Referee always has the card in his hand. Again, sorry if you can hear what those Wealdstone fans chanting to Savage. Forest Green scored 2 goals to take this game to penalties. So they've got this free kick just midway in the Wealdstone half. I've never watched the next goal's vital. If Forest Green can get a goal back to make it 2-1, then hopefully momentum will take them forward. However, if it's a third, then that could be Forest Green's trophy dreams over. And hopefully Forest Green won't be playing in this competition next season as they can go up through the playoffs into the League 2. McAllister and Clark over the ball. McAllister with it. It's about 45 yards away from goal. Wealdstone's defensive line on the edge of the box. Babalola the front of the cube, Bunker towards the edge. McAllister plays the ball into the air. It's poor, and it's easily cleared on Wealdstone. The Alvarez the ball into the box to Kirkhoff. Can he find Mitchell? He can't. Goes off for a goal kick, and more changes on the bench for Forest Green. Is that Trey Pemberton coming on?
Yeah, I think it is. Likely another change of shape then.
Yeah. Maybe pushing McAllister up there. Savage sitting on the advertising hoardings. Legs crossed. Carney with the header. Can't find Babalola. But it's fallen to McAllister. It's Babalola in the centre. Back to McAllister. To Biarbu. He's got space on the left-hand side. Mitchell and Babalola in the box. Played over the top. McAllister might mop things up though. He does. Needs support. He's forced by the corner flag. Goes past his man. Held back. And the free kick not given against him. And he's on the floor with McAllister from that. I think he's certainly looking for something. But Christian, there seems to be a flailing arm or something to stop McAllister's one. It's one of those, why would he go down?
Yeah, he's definitely been caught in the face there. Kyle's done him with a nice little nutmeg in the corner, and he's just got his arm out and blocked him.
And Forest Green looking to play on forward. Kirkhoff seems to have popped up quite an advanced role. Mitchell's still up there from the set piece. Mendy with a long range shot and goes wide for a goal kick. And McAllister still having a chat with the assistant referee there. But I don't think, why would he go down? He went past his man and he got held back. Change on from the bench. Carnu off for Trey Pemberton. Back to a four-man defence, Christian. I think that's Pemberton gave the 4, didn't he, to his colleagues?
Yeah.
Trey Pemberton!
So, Forest Green got to the back 4. Let's see how the Forest Green do line up. 4-4-2, 4-3-3. McAllister with the header. Finds Mendy. Decent chance, Mendy. He had to score for Forest Green. The long range effort was a decent one.
Jaden's gone out onto the left wing. It looks like Carl's still on the right wing, so could be a 4-4-2.
Yeah, potentially. Another change of formation, which I know you deal with during the week, don't you? Different formations. Kirkhoff with a big header. 64 minutes gone. It's Forest Green Rovers 0, Wilson 2. Roku controls the bouncy ball on the halfway line. Back to Bunker, to Kirkhoff. Back to Roku, drives on forward. To Clark. Opens up a bit forward, might have a shot. Maybe a touch too many there, and he's placed it into the congested penalty area. And Wilson clear. Kirkhoff to Bunker. Takes the touch past his man, drives on forward. Finds Pemberton fresh off the bench, and McAllister's inside him. Babalola, Mitchell and Biarbu stood in the box. Clark back to Bunker. Wilson keeping their shape well. To McAllister. To Clark. Wealdstone just putting men behind the ball. Forest going to break them down at least twice if they want to take this game to penalties. We shall certainly take at this point of the game. Clark to Roku. Mendy falls, keeps hold of possession though, but Wealdstone eventually get the ball away from him. Another chance for Wealdstone to break. Kirkhoff thinks about committing for the challenge. Wealdstone still have possession, going down the left-hand side. Chikuno into the box. Taken off him by Mendy for a Wealdstone corner. And that was needed by Mendy, who's actually... It was a really well-timed challenge there for Mendy, who technically, Christian, is a very good tackler of the ball.
Yeah, he is, and he's so versatile for us. Play centre half, play in the middle of the park, and he's a real enforcer right there. Gets on second balls, great in the air. He's been a really good sign for us this year.
Corner to Wealdstone. They're 8th. They've been a threat from them. They scored their first goal from the corner. Played towards that far post. That one is over everyone. Hartbury's beating Bedford in the champ by 18 points to 13. It's full time. Thankfully for Forest Green, it wasn't the most effective of corners.
Seeing there that Harvey Bunker's marking the guy at the first goal scorer, taking it off Chibi.
Yeah, he's been a threat. And Bunker, I'm surprised. When he doesn't start, he's always missed. It does come on at half-time. Bunker on the ball now. Gives the ball away. It's a bit of a commentator's curse. What could that lead to? Roku with an important challenge, but Wealdstone get the ball back, open up for him. A long range shot blocked by Kirkcroft. Loops up into the end, and Mendy brings the ball down well. Finds Biabu. Gives the ball away relatively cheaply. Wealdstone fans asking Savage what the score is. It's 2-0 to Wealdstone, who are good for it as well. Go all the way back to their keeper, Baptiste, who's not been called upon too much in the second half. 67 minutes gone. We'll have a look at scores elsewhere in the trophy in the National League, but Mendy's got space on the halfway line. Needs support. He's got runners to his left and to the middle, goes to the left-hand side to Biabu. Looking for Mitchell in the area, but it's headed away from goal. Back to Biabu. Wealdstone have the numbers back in the box. Biabu with a few step-overs, plays it across into the hands of the Baptiste keeper, who clutched onto the ball, and Alfie, what those scores looking like elsewhere.
Yeah, in the FA Trophy, it's Yeovil 2, Telford 0, Chatham 0, Southend still 0, Fylde 0, Southport 0, Halifax 1, Kidderminster Harriers 0, Scunthorpe 1, Horsham 2, Tamworth 0, Marine 0, and Walton and Hersham 0, Woking 2. In the National League, it's Bournemouth 1, Boston 1, Braintree 1, Eastleigh 1, Carlisle 3, Altrincham 1, Aldershot 2, Hartlepool 0, York 1, Solihull 0, and Sutton 1, Brackley 1.
Thank you very much, Alfie. So scores don't seem to be going Forest Green's way in the league either. Nor the scores not going Forest Green's way in the trophy today. They're trailing by 2-0. Wealdstone, I've got to say, looking comfortable on it. Mendy gives away a free kick just inside his own half. That's a bit cheap. He gets a yellow card for it. I've seen worse challenges today. But Mendy get the yellow card. And Christian, that didn't seem as bad as the one on Carl McAllister a few minutes ago.
It definitely didn't, did it? Another clever bit of play from the Wealdstone midfielder there. He's just got in front of Mendy. Mendy's gone to dip a toe in and he's caught the back of him and has gone down, looking at the ref. So, clever play from the Wealdstone midfielder.
As it stands in the table, Forest Green 10 points off top of the table. York on 65 points, Forest Green on 55 points, both playing, having played 29 games. Forest Green do, of course, travel to York next week. They host Woking on Tuesday night for commentary in both games on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Still 9 points comfortably inside the playoffs. But you think of Forest Green, they were on top of the table earlier on in the season. Now find themselves 10 points off top. It shows the drop away they've had. Wealdstone go along with the keeper, Baptiste. Pemberton wins the first header, but Wealdstone easily win the second. Forest Green seem a bit out of shape at the moment. And Wealdstone have so much space in the Forest Green half. It's opened up to Todamolo, plays to the left-hand side for Giorgio. They're looking to make a double change to Wealdstone. They're just looking so comfortable on the ball. Pemberton wins the ball back. Needs to support a bunker behind him. But he can't find the Forest Green teammate easily, and Woodman for Wealdstone has possession and wins the ball back, but runs into Kirkhoff, who has the ball at his feet, needs to do something with it. Babalola's in front of him and in his own half. He's a bit further forward. They go to Clark on the left. Clark to Woku. To Gilibiabu on the left-hand side. Goes to go past his man, does so successfully at the edge of the pitch. Ball goes off for a goal kick. He just couldn't keep the ball on then, Biabu, and he really should get the ball back quickly to the keeper, but he's frustratingly tapped the ball behind him. But it's not going to happen too much because there's going to be a double change for the visitors. Musa coming off for Wealdstone, a place. Okay, he's been replaced by Spencer. 20 minutes of normal time to go. Forest Green need to get 2 to bring it to penalties. The second change sees Shakuna coming off, replaced by Hassan. And Alfie, it seems Forest Green that they're just struggling at the moment, aren't they? Because the Wealdstone, they're looking like they've got possession and space in the Forest Green half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, credit Wealdstone though, since that second goal they have actually continued to keep going forward, trying to push for that third and ultimately kill this tie off. But yeah, I mean, credit to them, they have caused Forest Green a lot of issues this afternoon and they're looking to create a few more.
Just have a look at Savage. I'm not sure if he's just signaling to one of his players. It might be Mendy, and maybe just be struggling with something. He looks to be hobbling. I'm not sure. Mendy certainly looked towards the dugout. There's going to be change on the bench, seeing Kaney come on. Did you see anything there, Christian? I think there's going to be a forced change at some point.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how Kenji fits into this at the moment.
Bunker with Eisted runs into each other. Forest can manage to clear through Kirkhoff to Babalola to come deep in his own half to win it. To Mitchell, brings the ball down well. Clark continues his run, but Mitchell's forced back into his own half. Finds Mendy to McAllister. There might be a forced change for us. We're not sure what it's going to be. Long ball over the top is poor into the path of the Baptista Wilson keeper, who takes every single second out to Baptiste closing as Babalola closes him down. Yeah, Mendy is of course captain, so maybe you're signalling that one of his players is injured and able to continue.
I think maybe what they might do here is put Carl in midfield, and they'll put Jaden on the right wing, push Gilly up to left wing, and put Kenji left back. That's the only thing I can really see here, but
I'm not sure. Is it a plan change? I'm trying to see if any Forest Green players are limping a bit. Bunker crosses the halfway line. He's got options in front of him. He's also got 11 Wealdstone players as well. Clark to McAllister. McAllister over top to Mitchell, but it's easily cleared by Woodman. Showed in 1, Gloucester City 0. It's another goal, Accrington Stanley. We'll give you after this attack for Forest Green. Garber down the left, search ball under the crossbar, Clark into the hand. Baptiste, another goal, Accrington, Alfie.
Yeah, Cheltenham got a goal back with 17 minutes left. Jordan Thomas, the goal scorer, so it's Accrington 3, Cheltenham 1.
It's Forest Green 0, Wealdstone 2. Truthfully, Forest Green, hard to see how they're going to get these 2 goals back to take this game to penalties. 3 if you want to do it in normal time. No extra time in the trophy. Clark to Mendy, to Pemberton. Pemberton forward to Clark, who's popped up on the right hand side now. Wealdstone, Alfie, they're holding their shape well, aren't they? They are frustrating Forest Green. They haven't struggled to break them down.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's a little bit of a lower block when they're defending now, which, I mean, rightfully so at 2 and they're trying to see out this tie, but on the break they still look just as good as they have been.
Woku finds Pemberton, wanted it played in front of him, that's a trap back as it's played behind him. Finds Mendy, flip to Babalola, first touch isn't the best, and gnaws the clearance from Wealdstone. Woku on the ball, to McAllister on the right, left-footed finds Mendy. Wealdstone just camped behind the ball, Mendy's got nowhere to go, finds McAllister, but his charge is pulled down. Surely McAllister's clawed back there, no, referee says no, and Wealdstone looks to break on forward. Mendy challenge to win the ball fairly. Big challenge over Mendes on a yellow card. Don't want to mistime that one. And now Forest Green come back from the other end with Kirkhoff. Crosses the halfway line. Wilson with a man down. He's back up now. He's out of position though. Forest Green, they're going against 10. They should use it quickly. Pemberton on the right. To Woku. To McAllister. It's just been given nowhere to go. Kirkhoff, he finds with space. Looking to find Babalola on the left, forced towards the corner flag. Back to Clark. Clark, ball into the area, can't find Mitchell. There's far more blue and white of Wealdstone defenders back than Forest Green players in the box. 15 minutes of normal time to go. Forest Green 2-0 downhill on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Clark on the left-hand side. Players fall in the box. Clark. Forest Green give away a free kick. The referee, I think he gives a thumbs up whether to his assistant referee. I think he might have given that. And that's frustration off the ball. And here comes that change. Kangney coming on for Gilly Biabu. Gilly trotting off on the far side there. Christian, do you think that's forced or planned? I'm not sure. There seems to be a bit of communication between Mendy and Savage in the dugout before.
Well, we definitely thought it was going to be Mendy, didn't we, coming off?
Yeah.
Could see him looking at the gaffer. But I don't know, Gilly maybe struggling with his hamstring.
Maybe Mendy, he's wearing the captain's armband, isn't he? So maybe he's having the communication with Biabu on the far side.
But Kenji's just dropped in at left back, his familiar position.
Forest will lose out on the header, but Pemberton does well to mop up. Time's running out for Forest Green. They've got to score 2 goals against a well-organised Wealdstone defence and midfield. Woku to Clark. Struggling to see the 2 goals are going to come from at the moment. We can say Forest can focus on the league if they lose out today. But it's a competition which I know the club, the manager, the fans all want to progress in. McAllister, 30 yards out, shoots and forces the save from the keeper. There's a great one as well, McAllister. Keeper diving to his right-hand side, and that wasn't a bad shot from Carl McAllister, Christian.
Yeah, he's got an absolute rifle in that left foot of his. Such a low backlift as well, so he always puts keepers on their toes. Keeper's made a great save.
Finds to McAllister, to Pemberton. Searching ball into the box. Mitchell, the header goes over for a goal kick. As a minute applause goes out around Forest Green for one of the long-serving fans, Neil Newport, who is ever present at Forest Green. The applause for 77 minutes. You'd often actually hear him, one of the fans behind us down the microphone. Not always positive when talking about Forest Green, but travelled home and away, played for Forest Green, and drove the team, the supporters coach at times. And Christian, I know he's even a man, it's Neil Newport, would always have a word with you at times.
Yeah, we used to have a really good relationship. He's going to be sorely missed. I've seen him quite recent actually, come down to the training ground, and we had a nice laugh and joke. He was always laughing, and he was a great servant to the football club.
Really missed with Neil Newport. At times he might not be the happiest of mans when watching Forest Green. He's always had the heart, the club at his heart. Sometimes see him on the pitch with a fork in his hand helping out. So, a real miss is Neil, and well observed applause around the ground after 77 minutes. Bunker on the halfway line. What can Forest Green only do with 12 minutes of time to come on? And Alfred, this game's drifting away from the Rovers.
Yeah, just a little bit. I think really that McAllister chance probably is just trying to keep Forest Green in it as here he comes again. But I mean, yeah, Forest Green have got to start taking the chances now if they stand any chance of staying in this competition.
McAllister, left-footed, puts the ball into the box. Babalola can't be fired. Mitchell gets a touch onto it, drifted away for a Forest Green Rovers corner. They're 8th. See who's going to be attacking this. Forest Green keeping Kenji back. There's also the short option which they use with Woku. Back to McAllister, the corner taker. Searching ball, finds Clark near to the area. So many players between him and the goal though. To Pemberton. To McAllister again, left-footed, clips the ball. Will Babalola takes the ball across goal, can't find Mitchell. Taken off him for a corner. So flashes a throw into Forest Green. Taken quickly, back to Clark, who falls over. Trying to track back, and Wealdstone have a chance to break, but Mendy, calm as ever, wins the ball back. All his teammates are tracking back. He's got no option in front of him. Taps it to Woku, has the advantage as well. Kane's popped up on the left-hand side. Mitchell and Babalola in the box. Kenji goes himself, takes a tumble. Referee gives nothing and points for a goal kick. And Mendy got a yellow card 15 minutes ago for, I would say, something similar to that, Alfie.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one to tell, really. I personally think that's not a penalty, but it just looks like go down a little bit too easily there, Kenji. But yeah, I mean, we've seen them given before, but I wouldn't say so in that instance.
So in the 81st minute, Forest Rovers 0, Wealdstone 2. Bunker wins the header, but the second ball's just not there. Wealdstone play the ball forward. Kenji challenges, goes off for Wealdstone's throw, which they're not in the biggest of rush to take. Wealdstone fans away to our right-hand side, raising themselves there, about 200 of them. Christian, this is going to just it's looking a bit flat out there now, static. Wealdstone rightly taking their time.
Yeah, it's gone a bit slow, isn't it? Forest Green are just dying to get back on the ball. They just got to try and get Carl McAllister on the ball at all possible. He's the kind of player that will make things happen for us.
Forest Green head the ball up for another Wealdstone throw. That's another minute to take. We're now in the 82nd minute. They're going to make a double change as well. Sam Cox, the Wealdstone manager, in front of us. I'm sure it's fashionable, but it looks like he's wearing. It looks like he's kids in adults' clothes, isn't it? It's just he's got his clothes really, really baggy onto him. But a fashionable man is the Wealdstone manager. Isted gets the ball away. There's a bit of pressure because the ball's played back to him. He knew he couldn't touch that. And Forest Green need to clear. They've intelligently bunkers finds Pemberton on the right hand side. Babalolo and Mitchell get in each other's way as they're looking to come away from their man and get onto the end of a long ball. Forest Green play the ball to the left to Kenji. He crosses to the halfway line to Clark. To Mendy. Clips the ball over top to Pemberton. He's onside. Can he get a touch? He can. His second is poor though into the hands of the keeper, and Wilson clear. And Pemberton should have done a lot more with that. His first touch was really good, taking that ball down, but his second just couldn't tackle past the keeper, who stays strong. And he kept it at Forest Green 0, Wilson 2, and a good chance there for Pemberton, Christian.
Yeah, it was absolutely perfect play. Mendy's played a lovely diag, and Trey's ran him behind the fullback, and he's taken a beautiful touch. It almost looked like the ball was getting a little bit away from him, and he's not been able to get a clean strike, and the keeper's come out very quickly and made a good save.
Wealdstone clear upfield. Kirkhoff commits to himself but doesn't get onto the end of it, but he's out of position. Petrucci gets the ball back for Forest Green, taps to Clark, he drives on forward. Ball played into the area, but there's no one there on the far post. There's both Babalolo and Mitchell on the near, and it played easy into the hands of Baptiste, the Wilson keeper. And Forest Green chasing, I wouldn't say chasing shadows, but just not looking clinical at the moment. Kirkhoff commits himself and Force him get the ball back through bunker. There's a player down for Wealdstone. He seems okay. As in, he's not holding his head. He's not okay. He's still down. Referee's decided not to stop play. And McAllister goes forward to Mendy. Mendy crosses the halfway line to Clark on the left. Good ball to find him. Clark's touch is decent as well. Mitchell and Babalolo in the box. Still with Clark though. Goes past his man. Plays it in towards the 6-yard area. No one there for Forest Green. McAllister gets the ball back well. His shot is scuffed. And Wealdstone looked to clear. He's okay, the Wealdstone man. He's back up. Iwoku on the ball. Wealdstone just inviting, saying Forest Green, come break us down, and Forest Green struggling to do so at the moment. Mendy, ball to McAllister, edge of the D, onto his left foot, shoots, horse to the safe and keeper down to the left-hand side. It's still Forest Green 0, Wealdstone 2. And Christian, the Forest Green play in the 4-4-2 formation, and Babalolo and Mitchell, they just seem to be too close to each other at times.
Yeah, they seem to be on the same lines quite a bit. They're obviously trying to get on the end of crosses. It's desperation stuff for us now. Not really working with any patterns, but just trying to get the ball wide and get a goal as quick as possible.
Mendy finds Clark in the area, plays the ball to Mitchell. Mitchell gets the ball tapped away from him, but finds Woku back to Mendy, edge of the area. Wealdstone defending in numbers. Pemberton on the far post, can he keep the ball on? He can't. It goes off for, he might even be offside there, and it's going to be a double change for Wealdstone. 5 minutes of normal time to go on. There might be a few minutes added on time, but in truthfulness, where's two goals going to come from Forest Green, Alfie?
Yeah, I was going to say that chance there was almost just a story of Forest Green's afternoon there. Good ball by Mendy, but just couldn't really be controlled by Pemberton on the byline. But yeah, I mean, chances of like coming in before Forest Green, but Baptiste also had a very good game in that Wealdstone goal. I mean, he's made some great saves, but I mean, what can you do when you're already 2-0 down?
We'll have a look at scores elsewhere in the National League. Actually, there's been a few goals and red cards, I believe, in particularly the Bournemouth-Boston game.
Yeah, Bournemouth 1, Boston 2. They've had 2 red cards through Ilisami and Booty in the second half. Braintree 2, Eastleigh 1, Carlisle 3, Altrincham 1, Hartlepool 0, Aldershot 2, Solihull 0, York 2, and Sutton 1, Brackley 1 in the National League.
Go on.
In the FA Trophy, it's Yeovil 2, Telford 0, Southend 1, Chatham 0, Southport 1, Fylde 0, Halifax 1, Kidderminster 1, Scunthorpe 1, Horsham 2, Tamworth 0, Marine 0, and Wharton and Hersham 1, Woking 2.
It's Forest Green Rovers 0, Wealdstone 2. Adepoku Aduaka coming on for Wealdstone. Just a reminder on the table for the National League. Forest Green not playing in today, but they are 5 points adrift from the top position of York. 9 points inside the playoffs. Georgiou on the left. Unleashes Hassan. Pemberton wins the free kick. And Forest Green, it's kitchen sink time. They brought on all their subs as well. with Kenji, Clark, Bunker, Pemberton and Mitchell all on there, so they can't even try and bring on Nick Horton. And it's truthfulness, it seems like Forest Green are next in the FA Trophy. They were favourites before today, but they're a long way from Wembley now. Just 3.5 minutes of normal time to go plus injury, and Wealdstone have a 2-goal lead. Mendy to Pemberton, didn't want it there, and Hassan comes away with it from Wealdstone. Bunker wins the ball back well, but can't find Clark, and Wealdstone play it forward. McAllister mopping up and heads it back to Eisted. Ball's out to Pemberton. Pemberton with Babalola. His touch brings it away from goal. Goes past his man by the corner flag. Wins another throw in. And Alfie's Forest Green struggling. And of course they've got a massive February.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you've got the likes of York, Boreham Wood, Rochdale and Carlisle all to come up this month, it's certainly going to be a tough one for Forest Green.
Kirkhoff goes past his man, but there's 10 other players between him and the goal. Pemberton on the right hand side, plays it towards the far post. Mitchell leaves it for Kengney, plays it back across goal with no real idea, just a hit and hope. And Kirkhoff mops up at the back, looking for Mitchell again, can't find Mitchell. Babalola goes off for a Forest Green corner. They're 9th. There's something too impressive on the corners again today. Needs to have this bit of urgency in the last 2 minutes of 90. Forest Green to score now to get a chance of taking this to penalties. I think winning it in normal time's over. They're 2-0 down. McAllister with the corner towards the far post. Wealdstone win the first header. Back to Clark. To Pemberton. Being charged down quickly to McAllister on the right. Puts the ball in left-footed. Mendy with the header. It's from Kirkhoff. Goes into the hands of the keeper Baptiste. He's going to take his time getting it up. It's Melsham 0, British Cleveland 0, full-time in local football. Give you a full rundown of full-time scores here on Steam Kitchen Match Day, as well as hearing from Robbie Savage before 6 o'clock. Forest Green playing poorly. A minute of normal time to go. Pemberton wins himself a throw. Got to do something quickly, Forest Green. McAllister to Mendy. But it's Gloucester City. Scored a goal through Kieran Phillips. Shoaling 1, Gloucester City 1. Kenley on the left-hand side. Can he be found? He can't. Wealdstone come away with it. Alfie Wealdstone have been impressive now. Yes, Forest Green maybe haven't been the most effective, but Wealdstone looking really decent too. And well worthy, you could say, their 2-0 win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lead, not win yet.
I was going to say in the first half, I thought Forest Green were probably the better side in that opening 25 minutes or so, but Wealdstone looked really, really good on the break. And I mean, the corner for the first goal sort of speaks for itself, really. It's too easy to be found at the back post, completely unmarked. And I mean, the second sort of just finishes it off, really. It was a good goal by Olamola, you know, but it come from a defensive mistake.
Babalola tucks the ball forward, Roker's there, gets taken down into the area, free kick territory, just outside the box, as the referee signals 6 minutes of time added on. Then he set this quickly, then he scored 2 goals in 6 minutes, free kick to them. The yellow card given against the Wealdstone player. Alfie, I'm going to give you the task of saying who that was, because there's a lot of blue players around him.
Yeah, I think that's going to be guesswork for me there. I can't really see it, it's just as Wealdstone have got 4 or 5 players in the wall there. It's a bit hard to tell.
Chris, you need your money on here. Both Clark and McAllister over the ball.
I think it looks like it could be Jaden. It seems like the right side for him, up and over the wall. But could be any of them. They've both got really good quality from this kind of area.
I think Forest have got to score from this. We're 6 minutes of time added on. Rawdy had a minute of it. Desperately need to score now to cling on to any sort of hopes in the trophy. Jaden Clark, it looks to be, steps up, places it into the wall, takes a ricochet off for a corner. So, job half done for Wealdstone there, but Forest needs to do something quickly with this corner. Time will run out. Referee blows up because there's going to be another change on the bench. Maybe this is just pure changes. Diarra coming on for Wealdstone, just pure time to eke away the clock. Hutchinson, the player to come off for Wealdstone. He's not in a rush, is Hutchinson. He's walking off very, very slowly. And who can blame them? Yeah, Christian, falling a bit to minutes of time with it on. They've got to score from this corner now, Forest Green.
They certainly do. If they want to get 2 goals, this one needs to go very quickly, just to try and give us a nervy few minutes for Wealdstone, but they've definitely got to try and score in the next 1 minute.
Yeah, they desperately a goal now with 6 minutes time added on. They've had 2 minutes of it already. Corner to Forest Green. They're not going to go short. It's corner to Forest Green to McAllister. Back to Woku, who runs into traffic. Poor corner for Forest Green. Bunker wins himself sorry, thank you very much to those Sherman Town fans on DAB and digital radio. You're seeing Forest Green not playing the best here. They're 2-0 down in 6 minutes of injury time. 3 minutes to go. They just had a corner. They've just played it back. Another ball into the box for Forest Green. Let's find Babalola, who asks for a free kick. Right away from the referee. Woku finds Mendy to Bunker to McAllister. Crossing to score quickly. It's not the best ball into the box. I'm sure it's a handball. She's caught the ball. The Wealdstone player caught the ball in the box, didn't he? That seemed bizarre, Christian.
Yeah, it definitely seemed to have hit his hand. I don't know whether his arm was really close to his side. That's why the ref didn't give it, but it looked like a penalty from you, didn't it?
It didn't hit his hand. I thought he caught it, Alfie.
Yeah, it certainly looked like that, and I can't really believe that, to be honest. He's always proud of Christian Deutsch's basketball days there.
Pemberton can't sit on the end of that ball. It's into the hands of Baptiste. That's surprising. Hey, those Cheltenham fans just tuning in. You've got myself, Buddy Hunt, Alfie Van, and Christian Doyes joining us on commentary duties today. Seeing Forest Green likes to take the trophy. Got 2.5 minutes of injury time to go, and Forest Green 2 goals to 0 down. Kirkcroft finds Babalola. We'll hear from Steve Cottrell and Robbie Savage here on Steve Kitchen's match day. Both Gloucestershire teams seem to be losing. Pemberton getting the ball away, and one back though by Woku. This game's gone for Forest Green to say, because Wealdstone are breaking on forward, looking to make it 3 to cement their place in the quarterfinals. And there it is! There is Wealdstone's third. Woku comes in 6 yards out and slots home for Wealdstone's third. And the boos go around the new lawn, because it's Forest Rovers 0, Wealdstone's 3.
Well, if the tie wasn't done already, it certainly is now. I mean, it was a great bit of work down that left-hand side from the Wealdstone winger. Great play into the box, and it's a substitute, Adaka, who's finished the game off, really, with just over 1.5 minutes to go.
Christian, Forest were putting the men forward, weren't they? You could say that Wealdstone, they were putting the men forward. They were looking for the break, and it was a decent one for them. Yeah,
and it's almost like carbon copy of their second goal. It's another cutback that we've been done on. Forest Green are obviously pushing a lot of men forward, and they caught us on the break yet again.
Forest Green's trophy dreams are over for another season. Savage saying the importance of taking Forest Green, trying to get them to Wembley and trying to make history being the first team to win both the trophy and the Vase, but it's not going to be this season, and weirdly, hopefully, it's not going to be next season either if Forest Green can go up. And Alfie, the fans are frustrated around us.
Yeah, I think there's a few calling for Doisy in the team, to be honest, behind me just here, so certainly clear to see what they think of that.
Well, listen to Robbie Savage here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. And Alfie, how much have Forest Green been poor, but Wealdstone have been good?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it just shows the desire that they have to try and win this time. I mean, at 2-0, you've got every right to probably sit back and try and see out the game, but to go and chase that third goal, I mean, it was brilliant. I can't remember who won it back in the middle off Nwoku, but it was a great run down that left-hand side to make it 3.
Wealdstone fans chanting going to Wembley. Kirkhoff, who's played well today, his first start for Forest Green, back to Bunker. It's a poor performance of Forest Green. There's been a few of them in January, you have to say. It's only the one victory in the league of the Mendy. Looks fine, Babalola, whose touch was, you've got to say, dreadful. And he's not sure he's trying to bring the ball down or volley, but just skewed up in the air. Clark, the ball into the box. Dealt with by the Wealdstone defence. Woku on the right hand side, a few step overs, played back to McAllister. McAllister left footed, searching ball into the area, and the referee blows up for a free kick against Babalola, and the referee might put the whistle to his mouth shortly. The Forest Green Rovers man of the match today is given of Woku. I think he's been relatively solid. He's improving game on game as Woku. And Christian, we were talking about Woku earlier on, as referee tells the keeper to hurry up. He's getting more and more, he's improving, isn't he, under Savage in the last few games?
Yeah, he's another young talent that we've brought through, and I think unfortunately the results haven't been great, but he's actually been a shining light in our performances. He has been very good.
Bunker to Pemberton. Forward to Woku, got the man of the match. We've had 7 minutes, they added 6. It's Forest Green 0, Wealdstone 3. Babalola can't get the end of that aerial ball. Can Mitchell be found? He can't. And the full-time whistle goes. Boos around from the home fans, delight from the travelling fans as Savage and Cox shake hands as Forest Green go down by 3 goals to 0. And Elfie, the boos around us, it's not a good time for the fans to get on the Rovers back, because it's a massive month after Forest Green exit the trophy today.
Yeah, absolutely. We've already discussed how tough some of the games are coming up in the next few weeks, but it's the same stage that Forest Green have fallen out with the competition as last season under Steve Cotcher, where they lost to Oxford City. And I think it's almost sense of deja vu in the fact that the Forest Green probably were one of the favourites to be in that Wembley final once again, just like they were last year. So it's probably a disappointing day all round really for Forest Green.
And Christian, frustration as well for Forest Green, but what they can say now, focus on the league on Tuesday night.
Exactly that. Obviously extremely disappointed, and it's going to be a tough week at the training ground now. We're going to have to obviously review this game and then go on to the next one. We got to just keep looking forward and try and turn the results around.
Interesting at Savage in front of us. He's talking to some of the fans quite openly and honestly. He likes to engage with the fans, and there's a few boos around us. And what we do see, Christian, is that Savage does front up. He does talk to the fans, he does engage when the times are good, and he seems to be doing the same when the times are bad.
He certainly does. Obviously you can see him there speaking to all the fans. To be fair, the gaffer takes every defeat really badly, so I'm sure he's going to be a real sore one tonight, and obviously all the lads are going to be extremely disappointed. They know that it wasn't good enough today, but we've got to just concentrate on the league now.
Dale Vince away to the left-hand side, clapping the players coming off. He'll be despondent as well, because it is absolutely a competition Forest Green wanted to proceed at, but the trophy dreams are over. Wealdstone with the first goal, 22 minutes. Baldwin with a well-worked corner. Forest Green switched off on the far post to put Wealdstone ahead. After 59 minutes, Onamaro put Wealdstone 2-0 up with a cut back across goal, and he smashed home. And then it was game, set and match as Adaruku in the 95th minute scored Wealdstone's third. Forest Green had a few chances. McAllister with a long range effort, Mendy as well, but in terms of goal XG that Savage talks about a lot, might be in Wealdstone's favour. Forest Green have got a massive February to come. They've got to improve on their January form. Here from Robbie Savage here on Steve Kitchen's match day, but full-time here at the new lawn. Thank you very much for Christian Deutsch joining us again, and Alfie riding alongside us. Full-time here, Forest Green Rovers 0, Wealdstone 3.
Thank you very much, Billy. Billy Hunt, your commentator, alongside Alfie Ryan and the Rovers striker Christian Deutsch as well. Pleasure to have his company this afternoon, albeit in defeat for Rovers here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Don't forget, Tuesday night, full match commentary of Forest Green against Woking as Rovers return to the National League. But there's been some big scorelines today in the National League. We'll round all those up as well between now and 6 o'clock.